Can you guys all see this? Yeah, you can't rage quit anymore. Yeah, so we'll start from. Is this all the characters? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 26 characters. Actually, let me change the Twitch again. Alright, so it's doing it in alphabetical order, so we might as well do it in the order that it's given it to us. Yeah, so we've got Baraka. Alright, so basically, let's do a little disclaimer here. Doing a tier list, we're going to take them as their strongest variation. Because a lot of these characters have 2 variations, and well, obviously they've all got 2 variations, but a lot of these characters only have 1 viable variation. So we won't look at them as a total of both variations. We'll just choose the variation that we think is strongest, and then use that. If they've got 2 strong variations, then obviously that puts them higher up in the category. But yeah, we'll only choose what is most played as the as the ability. So like Jackie, her second variation is never used. So there's no point us judging her by that variation. We're going to use first round KO because that's the variation that everybody uses. So we'll judge them based on how strong they are overall, rather than yeah, focusing on a variation that might not be. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we can talk about variations. I'll talk about the variations as I'm putting them on the tier list, but we'll talk about that. It won't impact them in terms of where they are, because they're still strong characters. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about variations too. No, see, we'll start off alphabetically. So Baraka has, obviously, so Baraka has his 2 specs are Bone Picker and Marauder. Marauder does a lot of damage. Obviously, he can hit confirm into the Gutted special move, which he can then cancel, and he can easily get 400 damage off a single bar. His crushing blows are good. He's got, yeah, somebody Games in my chat just said he's got the best damage output in the game. I don't think he's got the best, but he's definitely, arguably, I would say, probably top 3. I'd say it would probably be Sonya, then Noob, then Baraka potentially from combo damage. Sonya's definitely better. Sonya's better, and she only needs to spend 1 bar and she gets maybe 50 more damage. Noob, I would say, is equivalent to. Who else? Who else has massive combo damage off combos? Shao Kahn has decent combo damage if he gets in. Scorpion, nah, not Scorpion actually. His ones would do about 340, and they're 2 bars as well. Actually, no, off 1 bar, yeah, Baraka, Sonya, Noob. You can't handle the truth. Yeah, I think those are the 3. Like, if you're just going for straight combo damage, those are the 3. So, yeah, Baraka's very, very strong in Marauder spec. He's got a good crushing blow off forward 4/4, and his frame rate is pretty good. He doesn't have, as far off the top of my head, he doesn't have loads of really unsafe special moves. He's got his overheads, the back 2, which is, I think, is -5. So that's safe, which is really good, and he goes super far range. And then Bone Picker, obviously, he has the command grab, and he's got the spines, the upshooty spines, which are really, really, really strong. as an anti-air, and if they're even a little bit higher off the ground, he can confirm into full combos from them, and they make his corner combos do loads of damage. So I would put Baraka as A tier, I think, because he does a lot of damage. I mean, would we put him at the top? I feel like his game plan is quite linear. He doesn't have a lot of mix-ups. He's got, obviously he's got a couple of strings that end in overheads, but he's got fairly good crushing blows. 1-2-2 is a good crushing blow as well if it catches somebody on a counter hit and you get a full launch. His down 2 is really good. He's got lots of good long range normals. I guess he's just a bit linear, you know. If you zone him out, the spark is good, but if he's up against somebody like a Cetrion or a back 3-1-2 and back and 1-2-2 are both overheads, yeah. So I think the only thing that he really struggles with, which is a crushing blow and a counter hit, exactly. I think the only thing that he really struggles with is zoning. So I wouldn't put him at the absolute top because that is definitely an area that he doesn't excel at. But I think he's definitely A tier at the very least because, hey, rose gold. Yeah, exactly. So he's not got in either. Well, in Bone Picker he doesn't have any real. He still does a lot of damage, especially in the corner, but he doesn't have access to the massive combo damage he does in Marauder. But yeah, as Rose Gold Boy just said in my chat, Cetrion, characters like Cetrion, Scarlet Jade, especially characters that stay in the air and don't have to trade with Blade Sparks, they're going to keep you out because, your projectiles, Baraka's projectiles, just going to go underneath, and they're just going to keep you out the whole time. So, yeah, I think he's a strong character. I think definitely A, if only just for damage output alone. It's an A. But not at the very top, I don't think. Cassie. Here. Now, why do I think Cassie goes here? Well, the variation that I see more, even though I've started to see a few Yas Queens, is Digital Soldier, which is the string that gives her, which is the variation that gives her the gunshots. So, the reason why she's a really, really strong character is a lot of her moves are plus or safe on block. I think she's got a couple of 1-1-1 is unsafe, and hold on, I've got it somewhere here. Back 1-1 is unsafe. Yeah, I've actually started to make notes on the characters because I keep getting bodied. Back 1-3 is -11. 1-1-1 is -8. So back 1-3 is the gunshot into the flippy kick. So those are really her only unsafe strings, but she can hit confirm into everything. She's got access to really good crushing blows, like back 2-4. 4-2-1-3, which is the hit into the electric, is +1, and then if you press it, if you get hit on a counter hit by it, it's a crushing blow. So yeah, she's got lots of really, really good strings, lots of good special moves, access to loads of powerful crushing blows, like back 1-3 is a crushing blow for your stand blocking. She does a lot of good damage. A lot of her moves end in restands as well for the mix-ups. So she can play a rushdown and she can play a good zoning game. And her fatal blow, as far as I'm aware, is unpunishable, and she can do it from any angle. So yeah, she's a really, really strong character. Doesn't do as much damage as somebody like Baraka, but like I said, because she's got so many different options, yeah, you just have to be very, very careful when forward 4-1 is an overhead as well, so you have to make sure you block that high, and she can confirm that into the guns, because she's got good combo extenders in either spec. So in Yas Queen she's got the drone, in Digital Soldier she's got the upwards gunshots. Hey Papa, I was just thinking, man, where have you been today? How's it going, my dude? We've just started doing a tier list because people have been asking, so yeah, I think Cassie, and a lot of her buttons are really long range as well, so she can, it's not quite the same as Jade or Scarlet, but she can, if you whiff punish, she can make you pay with long range buttons. So yeah, she's a really, really strong character, does a reasonable amount of damage, and has a lot of good options, so that's why she's at the very top. And her zoning game, oh, how's your back, dude? Is it still mashed? You definitely need to go to the doctors. It sounds like you might have trapped a nerve in your sleep. If you did do it in your sleep, but it sounds like you've trapped a nerve. Oh, no pun intended. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to rub salt into the wound. But yeah, super strong character. Sonic Fox uses her a lot as well, and you know, Sonic Fox uses her. Foxy Grandpa uses her. Pulled a muscle. How did you pull a muscle? Was it really just from sleep? Yeah, so I'll put her at the top. I mean, does anybody disagree with that? Anybody not think that Cassie goes right at the top? I mean, this isn't in order either. Can you swap the order? Yeah, we'll do the order as we go along. Just for the top tier, I think. I think for the rest, there's no particular order. But yeah, I'd put Cassie right at the top. Oh god, oh yeah, so maybe it is pulling a muscle. I don't know why I put it in my head that you did it sleeping. That's just in my dreams. Watching Papa sleep. I mean, ha 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 ha. So yeah, Cassie goes here. Cetrion. Cetrion's an interesting one. I'm just going to put her here for now. Cetrion's an interesting one. Hey, August, how you doing, my dude? Your input will be nice here as well. We're just doing tier lists. So, Cetrion, mostly as far as I... Garrus is not the toppest tier. We'll get to Garrus when we get to Garrus. It's alphabetical order, so we're going to go through it as they've put it in the on the tier list. Sorry, on the bottom here. Cetrion, I think, is a very strong character. Obviously, she's a super powerful zoning character. She's got lots of spring cleaning. Lots of people use spring cleaning, and spring cleaning has the teleport. So she's got a lot of maneuverability. She's got some decent long full screen frame traps as well, with the boulder into the bubbles. Cetrion's counterpicks are Jade and Garrus. Really? Why would you say that Cetrion's? Why would you say Garrus is a counterpick? Because I play against Oh, Papa has the shoe finally gone on the other foot now? Are you giving August what he needs to get after the great Sub-Zero debacle of 2019? What's the connection like between England and Germany anyway? I can imagine it being quite good. Yeah. What? Why would you say that, Rose Gold? That Garrus is... I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just curious. I know. So the best Cetrion player in the world is hands down. Oh, okay, so that's not too bad then. That's not too bad. It's better than most online. The best Cetrion in the world is Dragon, who's currently the only Elder God as well on Kombat League. But I think that's more how he plays her than how the character actually is. She has a very strong zoning game in Force of Nature and Spring Cleaning. In Force of Nature, she has the Earthquakes, which is much more traditional zoning than the teleport. But obviously anyone that has a teleport I think is a good character at the very least, because it allows them to move outside the confines of the game's normal movement. So if you have a zoner trapped in the corner and they can teleport, Dragon's confirms are insane, and his reactions are insane too. Like in that online qualifier when he was reacting to Aaron Black, Sonic Fox's drop kicks with standing one. I mean, that's just. I know obviously it's a lot of it is matchup knowledge too, but. Okay, low sand trap. I mean, to be fair to you, Rose Gold Boy, speaking of the online qualifier, the only two people that Dragon got absolutely mashed by was Kombat playing as Geras, who absolutely bodied him, and then Sonic Fox actually lost to him playing as Aaron Black, and then switched to Geras and bodied him. So yeah, I think Geras does well against Cetrion. I mean, must just be how I'm playing. I should go back and watch that video again actually, because both of those guys played against Cetrion really well, but I feel like she doesn't have many losing matchups, but her frame date is pretty decent on her moves. She's got access to a couple of good crushing blows with like the up rocks when it gets you. Her up rocks, the vertical wall rocks, crush projectiles, which is unique to her and Sub-Zero in this game. So that's an option that not many people have. But she doesn't do loads of damage. She doesn't do a lot of damage. And when you get in on her, even though she has a teleport, she doesn't have great reversal options. So I don't know, would you guys put her A? I think I'd put her A. I think one of the main things that for me that makes a character good as opposed to making a character bad isn't necessarily just how they play, but also that they're crushing blows. I mean, people have been speaking about it non-stop since the game came out. Crushing blows obviously are, well, if people don't know, if you're watching this and you don't know, crushing blows are moves or special moves that when a certain requirement is unlocked, like if it's hit on a counter hit or if it's done a certain amount of times, it unlocks something called a crushing blow, which is that special move, but it does much more damage and can sometimes even give like a juggle property, or you know, it amplifies the move in some way outside of using meter. So the stronger characters in the game, like Geras or Cassie or Baraka, they're the ones that have, or Aaron Black, which we'll get to shortly, they're the ones that have access to really easy to do crushing blows with massive payoffs. Cetrion Cetrion has a couple of good crushing blows, but I don't know if she has many, if she has enough to be the absolute top, but I think she's got enough to be strong. Yeah, so Papa Masher in my chat. Mid-string crushing blow. Oh, you mean the back 2-2 into the dash punch? It's not in order yet, Neglect. It's not in order yet. We're gonna go through, and then we're gonna go through it in order as well. So yeah, for now we're just putting them in the tiers, and then we'll. Oh, yeah, dude. So if you've got the clinch crushing blow locked in, and you counter hit somebody with standing 3-3, you get 3-3, which launches them, combo into the clinch, which launches them again, and then you can do back 2-2 into the crushing blow, so you can get 3 crushing blows in one combo. It does about 600 damage. So yeah. Oh yeah, you just have to hold that. Well, we'll get to Jackie. That's why she's at the top. I mean, she's coming down the line, but yeah, Jackie, speaking of crushing blows. But yeah, I think Cetrion is a strong character, but not top tier. But yeah, I think A tier for Cetrion, unless anybody disagrees. But I think she's definitely a really strong character that struggles when you get up close to her. But that's about it, really. In terms of zoning, I would argue that she's not the best, but definitely in the top. August, please. No, we'll leave Cetrion there for now, unless somebody's got like a super convincing argument as to why she shouldn't be there. Devora. So I just put them all in looking good for now, and then I'll move them in their right position when we finish discussing. D'Vorah is one of the more lamented characters in this game. When she came out, everybody put her at the absolute bottom of their tier list. Everybody. Honeybee, who used to main her in MKX, Sonic Fox, you know, every top tier player wrote her off completely straight away. They didn't even try. They were just like, nope, she's garbage, dustbin. Because I think what actually happened is when she first came out, she had like some crazy options, and I think that Sonic Fox found. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but she had crazy options that Sonic Fox found, and then it got nerfed quite quickly, so everybody just wrote her straight off. Subsequently, so she's got two variations, but people only use, I think it's called Bugged, which is the one where she sets down the trap bugs. The other one has the down web, but I've never seen anybody use that. But as the game's come out and the game's been played a little bit more, I think she's slowly going up people's tier lists. But the problem with D'Vorah is, and the reason why, like August just said in my chat, why people still think she sucks is the amount of work you have to put in to get a payoff. I don't think is conducive to how this game is played. So at the moment, barring a few extreme cases like Jade and Cetrion, this game I would say is quite rushdown heavy. So, you know, you want to get into somebody's face and you want to try and get in as much damage as you can. And another thing that makes this game difficult for somebody like D'Vorah is the poke system at the moment is so strong that trying to set somebody up. Yeah, I'll move it to hard work for now. Sorry, I was just gonna move. I was gonna move them once we'd finished talking about them, but yeah, I'll move them. I'll move it to hard work. Yeah, the whole point of trap characters, like if you're playing an anime game, and I mean the guys in chat. She's still bottom 5. Potentially. I mean, once we go through, we'll see if there's anybody on her level. But yeah, in this game, because the down poke system is so strong, trying to set somebody up for a trap is almost impossible. You can't condition people in this game more than you can't condition anybody in any game I've ever played in my whole life. Now, that's not necessarily... didn't get the Cassie part. Do you think Nesqueen is better because Sonic was... No, I think Digital Soldier's still better. Sorry, somebody just asked me a question in chat. Do I think Yasqueen is better because Sonic Fox is playing that variation for Cassie or Digital Soldier? I still think Digital Soldier is better. Purely because of the zoning options, so you can play either way. So there aren't many characters in the game that cover that much of the screen from zoning, so she can do like, because there's no height restrictions on projectiles in this game, you can throw projectiles quite like really low to the ground or really high in the air. So because of Cassie's guns, and if she amplifies them, she covers a lot of that ground when she's throwing projectiles. And unlike other characters, so if you go and watch Combo Breaker first round winners, Sonic Fox versus Foxy Grandpa, you'll see it's Foxy playing Cassie, Sonic playing, Foxy playing, it was against Scar. So Foxy was playing Cassie, Scar was playing Sonya, and the good thing about the guns is that when she shoots, she low profiles other projectiles. So it's really difficult for other zoners that just have traditional, like a high or a high mid projectile, because she just low profiles them with her gunshot. So that's why he switched to Scorpion, because he just teleported around it. But yeah, I think Digital Soldier's better for Cassie. But D'Vorah, yeah, I think in this game more than any other game, it's impossible, not impossible, but it's extremely difficult to condition somebody not to press a down poke button. So, you know, you've just set a lot of her combo enders that I've seen, but I played some top. I played Siachi, and he's a really good D'Vorah. And what they tend to do is they tend to end their combo in a down bug or something, but the range of the bugs isn't great. So if somebody like me is Garrus, if I've got like my forward 2-1-2 push, even if he blocks it, pushes him miles out of the way. so I don't need to even deal with the bugs because all of my moves get me out of the way of it. So, you know, and if you're trying to set somebody up in the corner and they just keep mashing, especially if they're like me, who's a masher, with down 1 or Sub-Zero, you know, they've got a 6-frame down 1, trying to set up those traps is really difficult. And then even though she's got a lot of good long-range buttons, and she's got arguably one of the best anti-air, I was going to say one of the best anti-air game plans in the whole game, because she's got a crushing blow off her special move, the pincers in the air, which can lead to massive damage. Once you've used a crushing blow, you can only use it once. So even though it's a good anti-air and you can get a lot of damage of it, you can only get damage off it once. So, and then the rest of her crushing blows, I think she's got 1 off a counter here, and then yeah, it's not, her crushing blows aren't that practical. So yeah, I think she's in the hard work tier. I don't think she's a bad character. I think testament to this game is that no one is unplayable. I don't think anybody in this game is unplayable. I think NetherRealm have done a really good job of making each character suit different types of play. But the way that the current meta is that you want characters with very strong, you either want characters with a lot of options, or a lot of powerful options, or you want characters with access to easy, big damage crushing blows. So Devora doesn't have either of those, so I think we'll put her in hard work. Erron Black. Now this might be a controversial one. I'm going to put him as A tier. We're not going to put him in the absolute top tier. So Erron Black, again, like a lot of characters in this game, has. I'm just going through alphabetical. I'm just going through alphabetical neglect. So we'll get to Katana's here. So we'll get to her eventually. Well, I guess I can do Katana next. There's no harm in that, but yeah, we're just doing it. Usually, we're just doing it alphabetically. But yeah, I'll do Katana after Erron Black. Yeah, Erron Black has 2 variations. I occasionally see the one with the dynamite. I can't even remember what it's called, but the one that most people use is 52 card pickup, which is the one that has access to the extra strings and the marksmanships, the rifle spec, the rifle stance. Yeah, Erron Black is an odd character because the way that he plays is very, very, very linear, in my opinion. He does back 2-2-2 into a down putt, so he'll special cancel it into his gunslinger stance, which makes him at advantage. And then that means that he's applying a lot of pressure. I don't know if that's exactly how he was intended to work, if I'm going to be honest with you, but because back 2-2-2 is -9, I believe, so it is punishable if they don't special cancel it, but don't let them get away with back 2-2-2s because it is not safe. But obviously they're overheads, and at any point he can cancel it into the slide. So that's the Erron Black game plan. It's just like similar to Sub-Zero's, but I would say even more difficult to deal with because the slide. I think the slide is reactable. I think Erron Black's slide is reactable, but trying to do it in 180 ping is a myth. So that's what makes it a scary option. Is I can see it, and I do try and react online, but I've never been able to block it on reaction online. But it is super unsafe. Obviously, the acid is a super powerful move because it's just damage. You know, you can't block it if you're standing in it, and he throws you. You know, throws to 140 damage. If you're standing in acid, then that throw can do like 250 damage almost. And if you're throwing him and you're standing in the acid, you take almost as much damage because you're still standing in the ooze. So the ooze is really, really strong. The rifle stance from full screen especially is really, really strong. As I was saying about projectile crushing, gunslinger stance, if you amplify, well, it crushes projectiles anyway, but if you amplifies it, not only does it crush projectiles, but it does damage to you. So if he amplifies it or crushes the projectile, as many projectiles as are on screen. Let me see if I can find this. There was a really, really funny video of Erron Black. It might be a bit difficult to find. but it was Aaron Black. His first is Deoxys. I don't know if he let's see if I can find it before I tell you what it is, because I don't want to spoil it because it's hilarious. But oh man, basically it was Shang Tsung. So somebody was, I think Deoxys was Aaron Black, and he was fighting a Shang Tsung, and then Deoxys did Wake Up Fatal Blow, and then the Shang Tsung player did down 3-3, and actually the down 3-3-3 completely destroyed the Fatal Blow. So the Fatal Blow, obviously Aaron Black's Fatal Blow is insane, because he can do it full screen. It's a high, so you can duck it and get a punish if you're close. But it's super fast, it's super active, so you can't like jump kick him out of it, or it's because of all the armor of the Fatal Blows. But you can actually, if it's the Aaron Black mirror match and you think they're going to do Wake Up Fatal Blow, you can just switch to Gunslinger Stance, and Gunslinger Stance will destroy every single projectile. So it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, Gunslinger Stance obviously really strong against a massive anti-zoning tool. He has the drop kick, crushing blow, which is really, really strong. He's got counter hit 2-1-2-1-2, which is a crushing blow, which is really strong. He's got a crushing blow off his back throw, like Sub-Zero. So if you tech wrong and then he back throws you, that's 300 whatever damage. And if you're standing in ooze, that's like a 400 damage throw. Yeah, really, really strong character. 2-1-2-1-2 ends in an overhead, which you can cancel into slide at any point as well. But yeah, I don't think he's an absolute top tier character, because I think his game plan is super linear. So, you know, if you get a read on the slides, you're not really, I mean, if he switches to marksman stance mid combo, it's unsafe. So if he switches into a rifle and he goes to the overhead gun butt, or any of the like the melee marksman attacks are unsafe, so you can punish those. If he doesn't cancel back 2-2-2, that's unsafe. You can punish that. Slide is super unsafe if you read it, and you can punish that, and you can react to it, I reckon, as well. So yeah, even though it's frustrating when you get like down 4 back 2-2-2'd, or down 3 back 2-2-2'd in acid, you know, it's an anti-air, you can combo into Fatal Blow, and his Fatal Blow is a pain in the ass too. I don't know if he's absolute top tier. I mean, maybe he is. What do you guys think? Do you think he's top tier? The more I talk about it, the more I think he is in the top tier. But I wouldn't put him at top 5. Maybe he is top tier. Only because of you think he is top. More to the right. I know, it's just, you have to put it. You can do it like that, okay. Yeah, maybe he is top tier actually, yeah. I don't think he's top 5. Definitely not, but maybe he's 6th. Online, yeah, it could be if you're looking at the difference between online and offline. Online, he's definitely an online top tier, yeah. Definitely. I got absolutely zippity doodahed by one last night and lost 100 points. Sorry, yesterday during the day. Yeah, actually, maybe he is top tier. Maybe I will put him in top tier. I don't think he's top 6, but I mean, when you talk about it, like I said, access to crushing blows, definitely. But he's got some of the best crushing blows in the game. Access to mix-ups, he's got some of the best mix-ups in the game. Even though, for some reason, especially Hayate, who's the only one I see use him really consistently anymore, nobody ever really goes for the slide. I don't know if it's because they are playing offline and they know that it's reactable, from like top players can react to it, but Hayate only ever cancels into Gunslinger Stance. The only time he'll amplify anything is amplified Gunslinger Stance or amplified blocked dropkick into the low gunshot. Because you don't even really need to amplify the slide into the acid, because you can just do forward 3-2 into the acid, and it's to say you lose a little bit of damage off the end of the combo, but it's not, you still get the setup. So yeah, maybe we will. Maybe he is top tier actually. We'll put him in top tier, unless somebody's got an argument for otherwise. But Aaron Black at the top. Frost. I think aesthetically, Frost. Oh no, I said I was going to do a Katana, didn't I? We'll do a Katana and then we'll go back for Neglect. So Katana's an interesting one. So when she first came out, the only top tier Katana I've ever seen in any tournament is Samij. Now Samij was one of the top players in Injustice. He had arguably the strongest Catwoman in the world. I don't know if there's anybody that can really contest. I mean, there were a few good Catwomans, but I think Samij was the absolute best. He's probably one of my favorite players. He's so clinical. His hit confirms are insane. He's the best jumper in the game. Like, his jump-ins are immense, which is really good for somebody like Katana because, yeah, exactly. Somebody, August just said in my chat, Samij does things no one else can. So he likes Katana. He's chosen Katana. He's a character loyalist as well. Like, a lot of top players will have 1 or 2 characters that they like to use. Like Sonic plays Cassie, he plays Eren, he plays Devora now. Kombat has Johnny Cage and Raiden. Dragon just plays Cetrion. Dude, he is the best jumper in the game. That's what I mean. Samij is the best jumper in the game. And with a character like Katana, who has a really strong jump in and the flutter as well, that's probably why he's so good with her, because, you know, he's got double the jump in options, and his spacing is immaculate. So, you know, she can be played at the absolute top level, because, you know, Samij plays her at the absolute top level, but that is also because Samij is a really, really good player. So she's got fanfare, and she's got Highborn, or her 2 variations. Highborn is the Psy spec. I fought a lot of good. I'm fighting more good Highborn variations, but I think she suffers from a similar thing as Devora, in the sense that she's got good options. Like, her projectiles are the only ones as far as I'm aware, one of the only ones in the game that when you amplify them, they're both high. For the Alliance! Thanks, man. Scared the crap out of me. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you very much, Nuke. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the bits, man. For the Alliance! I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, Katana, but I think both variations have their place. The more I play the game, at first everybody just picked fanfare, because it's got the uplift fan, so you've got much more combo potential. But you know, the more I play against the Highborn spec, my man. The more I play against, I've got my volume so high. That scared the crap out of me as well. Freddos are expensive now, man. Hey, Neglect, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciated. My man. Yeah, I think both her specs are as viable as each other at this point. However, the thing that I think, and again, we're going to be talking about it a lot in this tier list, the thing that I think is her biggest weakness is her crushing blows suck. Not in the sense that they're not practical, because one, she's got off one string that's a counter hit, and the other one she's got like Sub-Zeros. If it's done after a certain amount of hits, it does damage, but she doesn't get anything off them. There's no rejuggles, there's no, you know, big launches. It's just, you've done the crushing blow, and that's it. You've got a bit of extra damage on your combo, and now you can't use them again. Yeah, she has to do a lot of work. So, for argument's sake, if you're like, if you were to do, how much damage can you do in 4 hits, say? If you compare that Katana to somebody like Geras, she's not even going to get close. Even if you were to do, her 2-bar combo does less, and a B&B without crushing blows does less than Geras's 1-bar combo. So, you know, it's tough to be her. She's got a good zoning game with the fans, but like I said, because they're both high, you can just duck them both. Maybe she can try and get you with the butt bump. Sorry, I've got a helicopter flying past my window, an aeroplane. That is a low aeroplane. She might try and she might try and get you with the butt bump, you know, if she catches you ducking, and that does a fair amount of damage. But and actually that does have a crushing blow attached to it too. But again, it doesn't give you anything more than just extra damage. So I put her in C. Actually, maybe I'll just change these back. What is it? An air show or something? I'll change these back to these so people watching aren't baffed as to my awkward tier list names. Okay. So I put her as B. I'm not going to put her as A, even though she does reasonable amounts of damage, and she's got a few good. She's arguably got one of the best jump-ins in the game. And the flutter makes it a mix-up as well. I just don't. I think for the amount of effort that you have to put in with her, you have to work. I mean, if you go and watch Samij's run in Combo Breaker, you'll see that he had to put in. Like, he's playing against Cetrion, he's playing against Baraka, especially Tweedy against Baraka. It was a shame because Tweedy. I mean, this is why Baraka is here and Katana is here, because Samij was doing 3 times the amount of work Baraka was, and he still lost because he just got gutted in the corner for 500 damage, you know? So you have to make a lot of good reads with Katana for her to be... And she's still viable, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, she's still a viable character, and again, if you're a top level player, or even if you want to play her competitively in Combat League, I think she's sick, and I've been wanting to learn her for ages, but I feel like just competitively, she just has to do much more work than the rest of these characters that are above her so far, anyway. But she's still a viable character. But yeah, you just have to. I think she sticks at B. Yeah, I think she's a really. I think aesthetically and gameplay wise, and like the way that she moves and her combos, I think she's a really cool character. I think she's really cool. Definitely my personal top 5 favorite characters. But I think the difference is... Sorry, just changing the subject quickly. Someone in my chat said they wondered what the difference between A and A+, and A+ and S. I think it depends in... If the tier list is that close that you want to be that specific, I don't think the tier list in this game needs to be that specific, because I think there is a bit of delineation between S and A and B and blah 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 all the way down. But yeah, maybe it just means like if it's really like something like Tekken probably needs an S and an A plus and an A, because all the characters in Tekken are really, barring a couple, are really close. So well, again. Oh, okay, somebody, Nuke in my chat is saying that S tier says the difference between pluses, having S and A plus and that sort of stuff, is the difference between Western gaming grading and Eastern grading. Ah, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Cool. Thank you for telling us that. I didn't know. But yeah, I think again for a fighting game like Tekken, which I guess is yeah, true. If a character's like way above everybody else, then yeah, all right. Then it's probably good to have an S plus. Like these days, games are so much more balanced that I don't think, especially fighting games, I think it's very rare to have characters that are that much more. Like if we're looking at Marvel 2 or like CVS 2 or all these old school 2D fighting games or the old Tekken games like Tekken Tag or etc. Then you can have S pluses or whatever, because they're so much better than everybody else. Like MVC2, Magneto, Sentinel, Storm, Cable. There you go. That's your S plus, and then that's it. And then you go down and down. But you can't. I don't think that really applies to games as much these days, because they focus so much on balance that you don't really need that specific a tier list. Oh really? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's somebody just said that's Justin Wong's Justin Wong's top tier list in mine. That's because I'm as good as Justin Wong at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Didn't you know that? I used to be pretty good at it, but I was never that good at it. Yeah, I mean, with games, especially with old school games, I wasn't trash. I used to body you. Yeah, old school games have much more, much more. Much larger gap between the top and bottom tiers, so you would need that space between. But these days, fighting games are all about balance. So, which is another whole topic we can get into. But yeah, we don't need that so much for Mortal Kombat, because I think the tiers are quite separate. But yeah, Katana is a B. I think she's a viable character, and I think she's cool, and I think she has a reasonable amount of options, especially her jumps, which are very floaty, which can catch people out, especially with down twos. But yeah, her lack of decent crushing blows and her lack of real damage puts her as a B. Garrus. Absolute worst character in the game is a Garrus man. He needs to get buffed. He needs more damage on his crushing blows. He needs more crushing blows. He needs a teleport. He needs a full screen projectile. He needs a projectile parry. Yeah, see, amen. He needs a projectile parry. So, and not just a parry. So if he needs it to be like in Bison's one in Street Fighter 5. He absorbs the projectile, and then he can throw it back when he needs it. Yeah, exactly. He needs his fist charged the whole time. he needs the gauntlet charged at all times, so you have access to crushing blow whenever you want. No, he's S, I think. He's not the top. Like I said, I'm a Garrus main, so he's not at the absolute top. Actually, maybe, I don't know. Alright, so let's break it down, like we were saying. Let's break it down. So, he's a very, very, very strong character. He has New Era spec and Infinite Warden spec. New Era has the mix-ups into the command grab and the time recall, which makes moves much more plus on block for frame traps. And obviously the amplified sand, the time trap, and the sand spike. So he's got access to a few more traditional projectiles. But Infinite Warden has massive combo damage, and I mean both specs have crushing blows. Very, very easy to do, big payoff crushing blows. So I think just by his crushing blows alone, yeah. So games and gains. After he uses crushing blows, he's a bit slow. Yeah, that's a good point. His crushing. Once he uses crushing blows, he still does a lot of damage, but he's definitely not as scary. I mean, sometimes the threat of him doing it is more than the actual needs to do it. They actually need to actually do it. But yeah, he's always 2 crushing blows away from putting you at 30% life. So you know, he can, if he counter hits you on the sand trap, crushing blow. If he blocks you, if you get hit by the last hit of 1-1-1, crushing blow. Forward 2-2-1-3, crushing blow. Forward 1-1-3-4, crushing blow. And those 4 crushing blows are really, really, really easy to do. So, you know, for me, I like to use them when I read an invincible wake up. You know, especially 2-2 or forward 1, they're really good at catching people. If you space yourself correctly, if they've got a short range invincible wake up like Scorpions or Kanos, and you step back a little bit, you can get the crushing blow punish a lot, and it does a lot of damage. So, you know, you can even use it on a counter hit because they're both quite fast. Forward 2 is 11 frames, so if a Scorpion does like a teleport or a Liu Kang dragon kick or something, or a Sub-Zero slide, and you catch him with the forward 2, then you can get big damage on a counter hit. So you can get like I said, you're always 2 mistakes away against Garrus from taking 70%. So it's at least 60. Yeah, 2 crushing blows is at least 60% damage. I don't think he's broken. Yeah, I think the thing with Garrus is he's quite, apart from, so he's got 1/1 overhead or 1/1 sand trap. I think if you block the sand trap, he's super, all of his special moves are, apart from the gauntlet, are super punishable on block. So if you block the sand trap close range, he's got to eat that. And it takes ages to come out as well. So characters like Kombat and Jade can actually punish it on reaction with jumping projectiles and Sub-Zero. Anyone with a downwards projectile can punish it on reaction by just jumping over it and fireballing you. So, oh yeah, he's got amazing jump-ins as well. Yep, thank you, Soulcube. So his jumping down 2 is the Zangief body splash, which is, it's almost a cross-up, which obviously you can't get in a block button game, but really strong. I think my biggest issue with Garrus, and the only reason why I would hesitate, even though he does a lot of damage, and he does do a lot of damage, the only thing that I would say with Garrus is that when he has a bad matchup, like I really struggle against zoning characters. So against Jade is a really bad matchup, against any character that can, so characters that stay across the ground and throw projectiles like Scarlet, Cassie, you know, anybody like that, you can catch them out with, or Frost, you can catch them out with Sand Trap and it's fine. But any character that, Katana as well, that stays in the air, any character that can stay in the air and throw fireballs that cover distance off the ground, Garrus struggles with, because you can't Sand Trap them, you can't time stop them. His anti-air game is weak. You know, his down 2 is a really shallow hitbox, so even if they're standing right in front, it's not like Baraka or Kung Lao, their down 2 of hitboxes like this. It's a really thin hitbox, so there's been loads of times that somebody will jump and my uppercut lands, like they'll land right in front of my uppercut and get a full punish. So his anti-air game is a bit weak, which is the only part of his game plan that I do think is actually like legitimately weak. But he does do a lot of damage, and his crushing blows are really easy to access. And as Games and Games just said in chat as well, he's got a really good fatal blow, similar to Aaron Black's, but much less active. But it does go a long distance. Yeah, his down 2 is really whack. Yeah, Noob's down 2 is sick, but Garrus's down 2 is not great. So yeah, that's a bit of a, I think that's why this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Does he go right at the top? Because he's not like these guys. I mean, he's got a really good up 2 wake up as well. Both of his reversal wake up options are really good. But I just don't know if he goes, if he would go here or if he would go here. Either he's the absolute top of A. Yeah, Jackie's down 2 is whack as well. But we'll get to, I mean, we're gonna get checked. But I agree with you, Soulcube. Here's down 2. Garrus's down 2 is absolute garbage fire. But, I mean, they had to make him weak somehow, because if he had sick anti-airs and a sick ground game, then that's you. So they had to make him weak a little bit. But yeah, his down 2 is garbanzo beans. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if he goes at the end of S or at the top of A. Only because he does have a few. And again, people like Cabal I really struggle with as well. Yeah. Yeah, imagine getting sand spikes across the whole screen. I think I'll put him at the bottom of S for now. Only because he does do insane damage, and his fatal blow. Yeah, so that my one of my only subscribers doesn't unsubscribe from my channel. I'll put him as yeah, I'll put him as S. This is for you, August. I'll put him at the bottom of S for now. But yeah, he does have a couple of losing matchups, but then again, both of his variations are strong. Again, as we've said, always frame data on his moves. He doesn't really have a lot of unsafe strings. The only one that's actually unsafe off the top of my head, actually forward 2-2-1-3 is unsafe, but nobody ever punishes it. But the only one that is really unsafe is forward 113. I don't think he's better than Eren, only because of Eren's ability at range. And I think Eren is easier to play than Geras. That's the only thing. Because Eren, you can just back 2-2 and 2-1, 2-1, 2 all day into slide. Geras, he's still got a lot of options, but it's just not as simple as Eren Black's game plan. But yeah, I'll put Geras as S. I'm just going to go pee quickly and then we'll carry on. I did. I did mute it, didn't I? Did I not mute it? I'm so sorry if I didn't mute it, guys. I was sure that I did. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Maybe I just didn't press the button hard. Sometimes, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll be more conscious of it next time. Because sometimes the buttons. So I'm pressing it now. Okay. I don't know what happened. I'm just. Oh, okay. I'm really sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to do that. That's getting cut out of the YouTube video. Yeah, well, that's why when we get to Shao Kahn August, we're going to put him. Well, let's just say he won't be S tier. But we'll talk about him when we get to him. But yes, you're completely right. Frost. Frost is a weird one. Frost is very similar to Devora. Frost, I think... Nuke, please. You just made me choke. Frost, I think, is one of the coolest characters in this game. I've actually tried to learn her a few times. Again, she has 2 specs, but I can't remember the names of them. The one with the drill hands is the one that most people use online and in competitive. The few times I've seen her. Frost struggles. Well, let's talk about the positives. Frost's range is great on her normal. So back 2-2 is really good. Her 4-3-3 moves her forward quite a lot. Was it 3-4-4 moves her forward quite a lot. Forward 2 is a high, but it's a safe overhead from range as well, and it's super fast. So she's got good range on her normals, and the frame data on her normals, for the most part, is really weird because she's got a few that are really, really plus, and she's got a few that are really, really, really minus. So she's got a few overheads built in at the end of her strings, but they're all minus double digits. I think her forward 1-2 as well, or is it forward 2-1 with the heads? If she does the second head, it's a minus 20 if she doesn't pull the trigger on the last head. So that, I mean, I don't know why they've done that to her. That's super duper punishable. But yeah, the thing is, she just doesn't. Firstly, she doesn't have many crushing blows. I think she's got one on her throw, and she's got one if she hits 3 amplified drills. And she's got one if she hits you with, I can't remember which string it is, but she's got one on one of her strings that's a punish that gives you a pop-up if it's used on a counter hit. But her crushing blows aren't great, and her confirms are whack as well, because a lot of her confirms she's only got one combo starter, which is down back 4. I can't remember the name of the move. The double ice pulsing, if you amplify that. But a lot of her long range, because her normals are so long range, a lot of the time they actually knock her out of that, and then her back 3, 2, down 1 leaves them in a weird juggle state, so you can't get a proper combo afterwards anyway, even if you were to use the amplified down back 4. So her combos are a bit weird. She doesn't have great crushing blows. The frame data on her moves is okay. Like if you were to factor in when they're really plus or really minus. She's got a fairly decent range game. Her fatal blow is great. It's like Aaron Black's in that it goes full screen and is really fast. But yeah, the amount of work that you have to put in with Frost, she works the same way as Devora but with less options. The amount of work you have to put in with Frost compared to any other character. I mean, she's got drills, so the drills, if you finish as a combo in the drills, they're both safe, the amplified and the non-amplified, but they are high as well. I think they can jail off certain strings, but you can duck them and get full punishes, which I've only just remembered. Yeah, you have to put in a lot of work with Frost to get the same amount of effort that you would get from somebody like one Garrus crushing blow is the equivalent of a Frost bread and butter combo with bar. So, you know, Garrus's 1 bar combos almost do the same amount of damage as Frost's 2 bar combos. Her hit confirms are really tricky, and you really have to commit to her strings if you do want to do a kick confirm. It's not like she can just do back 1-4 or something. You really have to dial in that whole string, and then, you know, if the first hit of the combos hit, then you can hit confirm. But other than that, it would be difficult for her to get the same amount of damage if she doesn't get a crushing blow. So, even though I think she's an awesome character and I love the cyber redesign and all the aesthetics and stuff, I don't know if she... I was just thinking that. Oh, what? Because of my phone? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, my phone's right next to my microphone. Let me move it over. Yeah, I don't know. She might be D. She might be D. She doesn't really do anything well. She doesn't have... I mean, her zoning game is pretty decent with the ice shurikens and then the grenades. But so the thing is as well, yeah, all right, Keurig, you literally just took the words right out of my mouth. Somebody in my chat just said you rate them on tournament variations. I was literally just about to say the biggest issue with Frost is, and Devora as well, as you're right, completely right, is that their best moves aren't tournament variations. So Frost has an ice wall exactly like Captain Cold in Injustice 2, where if you stay in it for too long she can freeze you. So her tool set is sort of based around her being able to keep you in range and put you in this frost wall, so that's what her long range pokes are for, to keep you checked in this frost wall, so it makes you scared to jump out of it, and then you get checked into it and you get frozen, and then, you know, the mix continues. But because, yeah, exactly, so you're exactly right. Again, Soulcube, just taking the words out of my mouth. Mustard on his stream a few weeks ago went through a whole variety of like custom moves. He went through all the characters' custom moves and you know, showed which ones aren't tournament variation. I think if Frost was to have her optimal move set, she would probably be high B to A. because she's got a lot of cool traps and setups. But as it stands, she just has to work so hard to get just the minimum amount of damage, and it's just her hit confirms really. Her hit confirms are so bad outside of back 2-2 that you're just not going to get big damage combos from her, because it's just not going to, it just doesn't work. Like, it just physically doesn't work. It's not like Garrus, you can just do 1-1 back forward 2, or Aaron Black can just do back 2-2 into uppercut, rifle. Yeah, she just has to work really, really, really hard. So I think at the moment, based on, that's why, hold on a sec, let me just finish my Frost thought and then we'll get back to that. That's why I put Frost as D, because she has to work really, really hard to get a fraction of the amount of damage as someone. So if we look at the top tier, she's not as good as zoning as Cetrion, and she's nowhere near as much damage as Baraka or Katana. She probably does more damage than Devora, but she's got so many less options. Her mix-up game is not as strong, and she doesn't have any sort of traps that Devora has to keep people locked in place. She just has the same linear projectiles. Jackie's next, bro. Jackie's next. Yeah, so Scorpion, somebody just said, so I'm going back to Cetrion quickly. Scorpion can just teleport. That's why she's A, because Cetrion is, I think she's a really strong character, but there's certain matchups that she struggles with immensely. I mean, when we get to Scorpion, but we'll talk about Scorpion in depth as well. But my man. But yeah, Cetrion is an A because she's a good character. But no, I don't think she's B, man. I think she has too many options to be B. Hey, Keurig, thank you for the follow, my dude. I think she has too many options to be a B. And especially if she's got the teleport as well, it just gives her movement is just too strong outside of just walking backwards and forwards. Maybe her force of nature is a B tier, but spring cleaning I definitely wouldn't put as a B. Look, she's got full screen frame traps. She's got the ability to teleport and get out of pressure. She's got really, really good zoning. She can crush projectiles, you know, which is, as we've said, is unique to 3 characters. Yeah, I definitely would put her as an A. Spring cleaning, that is. Spring cleaning spec is an A. Force of nature, okay, maybe you could argue as a B because she doesn't have the teleport and she doesn't have the bubbles, but my man. But yeah, I'll put her unless something changes, I'm definitely going to stick her as A. But Frost, yeah, unfortunately, I think is probably the worst character in the game at the moment. Just Wolf 86, my man. No, it's not. She's not the best. Kumzi. It's only because I'm just going through them alphabetical order. So once we've put them in order, then once we've put them in the right rankings, then we'll do probably just for the top 2. We'll put them in actual order in that list. Just for now, it's just alphabetical. So we're just going through it, and then at the end we'll go through the tier list. As it is. So Jackie, I'm gonna put Jackie. Is there a way I can put Jackie like over here somewhere, like on my screen, just like here? Are we in agreement? Jackie's like here somewhere, like off my monitor, like in the corner somewhere over here. Is she here? No, Jackie is S. Jackie's definitely S. Obviously she has a 2. What's the other variation called, August? I don't even remember. I've never actually ever seen it. I've never even practiced against it. But her first rank KO. So Jackie is top tier, not the absolute top. Arguably first or second, depending. Yeah, even Jackie players don't know what her second variation is called. Her first, the only variation that people use with Jackie is second round KO. The only variation people use with Jackie is first round KO. So the reason why that is strong is because she has the ability to cancel her normal moves. Now, why is that strong? Because it's an inbuilt mix-up. It leaves her -2, which is safe. So if she was to end the string, it's not punishable. She can't cancel it it's not, you can't punish her if she was just to cancel it and then block. So that's -2 is almost 0. So that just shows you the strength of it. She can finish the string off at any time, so she doesn't have to cancel it. She can just finish. That's the inbuilt mix-up. Is you think she's going to do forward 3 and then cancel it, and she does forward 3 1 and hits you the 1 into the grease kicks, full combo, blah blah blah. Same thing with forward 1 2, or you know, she's got, I think it's 3 separate strings that she can cancel. That just keep you mixed up, so it makes you scared to press a button. So and the fact is, the reason why it is strong is because, as far as I'm aware, it's one of the only cancels in the game. Maybe it's just Aaron Black's back 2-2-2 into Gunslinger stance that doesn't cost meter and makes, and it's so so easy to apply. It's not like, obviously Scorpion. A lot of people complain about Scorpion's teleport. It does cost meter. Lots of, like, Raiden's Superman dive can be cancelled, does cost meter, but it's the oppressive nature of the it's the oppressive nature of the string, and yeah, don't, spoilers, Curix. We're gonna get to Sonya. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got a special place in my heart for Sonya Blade. Trust me. But we'll just get, when we get to her, we'll. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sonya's. Sorry, as Curix just said in my chat, Sonya can cancel out of her amplified. Is it just the amplified, or is it? But that costs meter, doesn't it? Doesn't she have to do the amplified? The amplified fireballs for her to be able to cancel it on it. Yeah, no, I don't think it should cost meter. I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, so thank you, Curix. Yeah, Curix made a good point. Sonya Blade's fireball cancels don't cost meter either. But yeah, so that's the reason why Jackie's top tier is the fact that she can cancel those strings without the cost of a meter and just keep applying the pressure over and over and over again. So the thing with fighting games, the thing with Mortal Kombat is a lot of people call it a 3D, 2D fighting game. Now, the reason, yeah, I thought it cost meter for Sonya, but I don't play it, so I can't remember. I was pretty sure that you can only do it when you're cancelling into the amplified one, because you hit the first one and then you cancel into the yeah. All right, so I thought so. Yeah, so I was right. Thank you for clarifying, August. I was a bit confused there, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, with Jackie. Yeah, so Mortal Kombat's often been considered a 2D, 3D game because of the way that it's about taking your turn. So like Soul Calibur, like Tekken, it's more about one guy does his set of moves and another guy does his set of moves, and then it's about, you know, that's where the frame traps and the setups and stuff like that come in. But Jackie's ability to cancel means that she steals turns. So if she's just applying that pressure with the forward 3, you know, or whatever string she chooses to cancel, she's taking her turn back. So it's not you taking your turn and then her taking her turn. It's her taking her turn, then her taking her turn, then her taking her turn. So it makes you scared to press a button. If you look at most games like Ninja Killer versus Biohazard and the online qualifier that happened a couple of weeks ago, Sonic Fox versus Tweedy at Combo Breaker, you'll see a lot of the damage when Jackie hits. It comes up with counter in the corner under her name, because it's usually the other guy not knowing when to press a button and getting smacked into a full combo. So that is why, yeah, and she can so I'm just reading chat. Yeah, and she's got, yeah, so she steals turns. Yeah, you're so good at stealing turns. That's what she does. She just steals your turn away from you, and she applies a lot of pressure. Her combo, she's got 3 or 4 really, really good crushing blows, really practical ones. counter hit 3-3. She's got the clinch as well when she's done all the clinch moves, and she does the clinch 1. You know, the elbow pops you back up for an insane combo. She's got full screen dive punch, which if it's hit at max screen, yeah, trying to throw her is tough. Oh yeah, that's a good point as well. Thank you, Keurig. She's the only character in the game that can reversal tech throws. So if you, obviously in fighting games, you have a throw, the other person can tech it. If Jackie chooses, once she's teched your throw, she can spend a meter after she's teched it and throw you back, which you can break, but if you guess wrong, she's got a crushing blow attached to that as well. Hey, Sugoi Tot, how you doing, my dude? So yeah, really, really strong character. I think the only reason why she's not the best character in the game is because outside of a few moves, like Dash Punch has massive range, Forward 3 has good range, I think you can zone her out. I think she is susceptible to zoning. I mean, she can punish, like, again, I'm just using this from a Garrus perspective because I play Garrus. I find my most success against Jackie is because she has no fireballs in first round KOs. The only move that she's got to close the gap is the dash punch, which is a high. Even though it's safe, if you do read it, you can get a big punish on it. So yeah, she is susceptible to zoning. She does have a really bad down 2. Her fatal blow, even though it's really fast, has a very, very short range. The vertical hitbox is quite high, but the horizontal hitbox is not very good at all. Yeah, it's just forward 3-1 and 1-1-2 people use on me, man. They don't even do back 2-2 or back 3-1. Literally just 4-3-1 and 1-1-2. That's it. That's all people ever use. And then the inbuilt mix-up is that she can do it at any point. So, you know, if you think you finally got a handle on her doing forward 3 and cancelling it, she can just, as I said, she can just do forward 3-1, finish off the string, and then she's just hit you with the mix up into a full combo. But she does have her weaknesses. No, I agree with you, Izatana. We haven't got to the whole list yet. So I think I was deliberating, is Garrus top tier? He's either the bottom of the S or the top of A. Oh yeah, her corner game. Jackie's corner game is immense. Oh yeah, back 3-1 in the corner. Back 3-1 is used in the corner, yeah, a lot of the time. Is that the plus? Is that the move that's +4, where she does the little kick into the elbow, which is actually really easy to interrupt and is flawless blockable. Yeah, the low starter, yeah. Yeah, so back 3-1 in the corner is a sick mix-up as well. If you think she's going to go for the mid and you're blocking high, then she gets you in the clinch in the corner. Her corner combo damage is really high. Her standard combo damage is really high. It requires a little bit of execution with the dash cancels, but you know, even if you don't dash cancel, it's not the end of the world. You're still hitting 300 damage off one bar. That means I got a host from somebody, I think. Oh, thanks, Davey. With the no viewers. Yeah. That's for my brother. That was for my brother, the roundabout. I went through and changed a lot of my noises the other day. Thanks for that, Davey. The 0 viewer host hype. I was like, oh, who's hosted me? But yeah, Jackie, definitely, I would say the second best character in the game. Just for mix-up potential alone, with her cancelling strings and the amount of damage she can do. So yeah, that's Jackie. Jade. I would put Jade here because I hate her and she makes my... No. Jade is a character I struggle with. Jade, I think, is one of Garrus's worst matchups, but obviously she's not S. I would put Jade it's tough because I think there's a big difference between an online Jade and an offline Jade. So we'll put her as A for now whilst we discuss. Yeah. We'll put her as A for now whilst we discuss. Yeah, okay. So my chat's agreeing with me. They think she's an A. So again, Jade has two variations. The pole vault variation is used rarely. So usually it's Emerald Defender, I think, with the air glaives and the down glaives and all sorts of glaives, and you're in my ass all day. She has a few decent crushing blows. The one that if you're high blocking that string, you can get crushing blowed. The Shadow Kick has a good crushing blow as well. She has I would argue Jade is the best zoner in the game because of the amount of area that's covered by her glaives. Because she has an up glaive, which covers jump-ins. She has a down glaive, which covers the floor if people are trying to approach. And if she amplifies if she does a standing glaive horizontally, it's +7, which is ridiculous. So if she does it in a string, you just have to hold that. Or even if she does it to you up close, you can flawless block it. You can't flawless block the second. I've tried loads of times, it doesn't work. You can only flawless block the first glaive. If she thinks she's gonna throw a glaive in a string, you can flawless block the first hit. You cannot flawless block the second hit. So you will hold that. Yep, her down button range is really good. Down 4 and down 3, both really, really good. Her down 2 is really, really good as well. Her long range normals, she's got a lot of overheads. So she's got the only overhead fatal blow in the game. I don't know if anybody's ever watched my stream, but I think I get hit with Jade's fatal blow more than I get hit with any other move in the game, which is ridiculous because she doesn't have. I think she's got one low starter, and that's it. Every single one of the rest of her moves. Thanks, Papa. Yeah, back 3-4-3 is a really, really good string. And if she finishes it off, she's plus, but you can flawless block it, which I do all the time. The overhead is reactable too, definitely. And okay, so that is the okay. 2 shadow kicks in a row is a crushing blow. I didn't know that was the variation. Zoom in. Is that better? Me? I'll do it like that so you can see. Yeah, that's true. She's got the, very good point, Aquatics. So she's got the down fireball as well. The thing with the down fireball, it's a 50-50, but it's -23 on block. So if you block that, she has to eat that. And none of her strings are actually safe. It's so frustrating when she does the spinny staff, that's -13, that's super punishable. Both the overheads are super punishable. The shadow, every single one of her moves outside of her glaive, as far as I can remember, is super punishable. It's just that she does have decent mix-ups. She can, the low fireball does make it a 50-50. Yeah, but that's because you play Jade, Davey. Everybody I know who's played a character, apart from who's played a character in the chat, who I know who they play, always puts them a tier lower than they say they are. That's why I'm trying to put Garrus like A tier. I'm like, no, Garrus should be like here somewhere. I think he needs to get buffed. Garrus main, low. No, she's not on the top tier. She's not on the top tier. Yeah, I think just the sheer amount of zoning options that she has puts her as an A, because even though she doesn't excel like massively at the grounded, like she's got a lot of range, but everything she does is unsafe. So her neutral is good, yeah, definitely. But I just think the sheer range of it is is what makes it powerful, you know. She can, is it forward 1-2, the two overheads, and the wiggle stick is a great anti-air as well. Yeah, her close range combat is lacking, definitely. She is punishable on most of her strings. She doesn't have loads of great crushing blows. She's only really got 2 practical ones that I can think of that I get hit by anyway. She's not got great low starters, but the range on her normals, yeah, exactly, Zatanna. The range on her normals and her ability to control space via projectiles is definitely, because she's like a mix. So Cetron has the range of the projectiles, but her normals suck, and Scarlet has the range on her normals, but her projectiles aren't great. But Jade has both. Yeah, she's really easy to flawless block as well, which I've mentioned. 3-4-3, back 3-4-3-4. If you're to finish it off, you can flawless block. You can flawless block both the overheads as well. You can flawless block the glaive in the air, and you can get a launcher as Garrus if you read that right. If you're quick enough. If you're not quick enough, you get hit by the second glaive. But if you do it quick enough, you can flawless block up to her air glaive. So she's got weaknesses, which is why she's not S. She's definitely got a lot of weaknesses, but yeah, her ability to control space and the range of her normals is, I would definitely put her as an A. And I'm a salty Garrus player. I think she's probably one of Garrus's worst matchups. So that's why she's an A, because I'm a salty piece of shit as well. Oh yeah, and she can obviously, yeah. So she can combo off, if she hits you with an up glaive or a down glaive and they're amplified, it floats you and she gets a full combo as well. So it makes jumping in against her almost impossible if she's throwing glaives, because the arc of the glaive hits you if she amplifies it as well. Which it catches me out all the time when I'm trying to jump. So yeah, she's definitely an A tier. I'll put her as an A. Jax, A. Oh, and she has a parry, yeah. Thank you, Zatanna. Yeah, and I forgot about that. And she's got a parry too. So if you try and mash buttons after one of her specials, and she special cancels, if you try and mash buttons after one of her normals and she special cancels it into parry, that parry's going to mess you up as well. Thank you, Zatanna. I completely forgot about that parry. So yeah, she's an A. Jax is an A. I think one of the strongest characters in the game. If he could special cancel like Jackie, he would be S tier. But because he can't, forward 3-3 is having a 9-frame mid is amazing. And it's safe. So he's got here, he's got down 1-2, which is really good as well. Yeah, solid. Yeah, it's a 9-frame safe stagger, so that in itself puts him near the top. He's got really good crushing blows, like especially if he's got his heated arms. If it's so, both Jack specs are viable as well, which is another reason why he's top tier. Grinning Barret and Hunkered Down are both viable. The command grab in Hunkered Down is very strong, especially if you get down 1 into it, and if you do it at the end of like a down 2 combo. Because obviously in this game you can combo into command grabs and juggles. If he does a down 2, like we were watching Gunshow versus Silvereye, Gunshow Jax did a down 2 launch into full combo blah blah blah, finished it into the command grab crushing blow. It did 600 damage. So he does a lot of damage. He's got massive corner carry with the gotcha grab. Depending on which spec, Grinning Barret has good combo damage as well. One of the best fatal blows in the game, without a doubt. Almost full screen, super fast mid. You can't even duck it. He can do it to you on reaction if he sees you take a step back. Fairly decent projectile game once he's got his arms heated up. His overhead and hunkered down is more or less safe. It's -7, but if he blocks, he can just, he can get, His down one game after he blocks the after you block his 4-3 is great. Sub-Zero's at the end. I'll do Sub-Zero next for you, Crazy Cad, because you know if people request stuff, I'm happy to put him in. Yeah. So yeah, as Zatanna said, so he's a very, very good mix-up slash, because then you can, if he's got hunkered down as well, he can either do 4-2 into the 4-2-4, or he can do 4-2-1-3. So you have to guess. It's a 50-50. Either he's going to go overhead or low. Yeah, he's got a few really decent overheads. Forward 3-2 is +9 or something ridiculous on block as well if you don't duck the 2. I think it's the most plus move in the game, forward 3-2, like as an actual string. Yeah, just a really, really solid. Yeah, he's a really. That's what I was saying. A really, really, really strong character. If he can get that pressure game started, especially in the corner. Trying to jump out of the corner against Jax is impossible because that down 1-2 is a really, really good and like to stop people jumping in the corner. But yeah, he does struggle against zoners. You know, I played a Jax yesterday. He scraped me the first game, and in the second game, you know, I just stayed full screen and just uppercut every time he jumped and just sand trapped him. And that was it. He doesn't have, outside of jumping, he doesn't have Jackie's dash punch, which was his dash punch originally. He doesn't have Jackie's dash punch, so he can't punish stuff full screen. He's got a fairly good fireball. I'll do Sub-Zero for Crazy Cad, and then we'll do Johnny, and then we'll do Sonya, and then we'll do it. So we'll alternate it. Yeah, we'll do Sonya. We'll do Sonya after this because we'll do Sub-Zero and then Sonya then, and then we'll go back through it. Okay. All right. We'll do it in the order that it's been asked for. Then we'll do after Jax. We'll do Sonya, Sub-Zero, Sonya, Scorpion, Liu Kang. Those are the next 4 after we finish Jax. But yeah, I think Jax is pretty much finished anyway. He's an amazing character. He does great damage. But I haven't seen him in a single top 8 yet. Which is crazy to me, but you wouldn't pick, unless you like him as a character, I feel like you wouldn't pick him when you can pick Jackie, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because he's like Jackie, but not as oppressive. So you can jump out. If you think he's going to keep doing forward 3-3, you can just jump out of it. You know, it's not a true block string. He's -5, I think. So yeah, he's not as good as she is. He does what she does, slightly worse. So the command grab is good, as I said. It does a lot of damage, but yeah, he's not as good as Jackie, which makes sense, I guess. He's just an old man version of Jackie. So she's the new hotness, old and crusty, new hotness, old and crusty, new hotness, but still a very, very solid character. And then, alright, so Sub-Zero. Crazy Cad wanted Sub-Zero. I think Sub-Zero is... I think he's a B. I think Sub-Zero is a B. So, Sub-Zero, both of Sub-Zero's specs... My man! Both of Sub-Zero's specs are viable for tournament, which is good. Which is rare even. You know, Dead of Winter is a more demonic. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Dead of Winter is just straight mix up, 50-50. You know, either he's going to go for the overhead or he's going to go for the back 3. I think online, a lot of people, like Purple Masher, who's got loads of Sub-Zero experience, August, loads of Sub-Zero experience. I've played loads of Sub-Zero when he first started out. I feel like the overhead, yeah, Dead of Winter's weakness is the overhead, which I have never been able to react to online because of the ping and stuff. But The EX Ice Ball is really, really good. People underestimate that, especially as an anti-zoning tool, because it crushes projectiles. So if you're up against a Jade or a Scarlet or something like that that likes to stand full screen, you can actually crush the projectiles with the EX Ice Ball, which is definitely a useful tool. Even though it loses to Cetrion's wall, which we found out as Platinum Raid against Daddy in the US East online qualifiers. But yeah, once you learn, the thing with Sub-Zero is all of the frame data on his moves is average. Nothing, he doesn't really, unless you mash, he doesn't have, apart from forward 4, which is super reactable to, he doesn't have any move that jails you or, oh no, he's got 3-3. Actually 3-3 is +2 and then +1, but you can flawless block both. So, no, I think it's just spelling. I think it's just spelling, dude. Yeah, Dead of Winter I think is definitely the weaker of the two specs. EX Ice Ball is a vastly useful tool, and obviously it makes the overhead even 100 times more dangerous, because instead of just getting overhead 4-2-4, you can combo it into the Ice Ball and keep up the mix. However, yeah, it's the throw that's the scary thing in this matchup. So that's why it's not a straight 50-50, because they can, especially after forward 4, if you block the forward 4, more often than not I find they go for the grab than they go for the down 1. So Sub-Zero's grab game is really strong. Obviously he's got the crushing blow. His grab range is crazy anyway, but also he's got the crushing blow on the back. So if you tech wrong, he's then got a crushing blow on his back throw, which means that you have to be scared of the back throw, because it does it does plus 300 damage, so that's crazy. But yeah, I think his dude, the range on his throw is crazy. I didn't realize it until just now when I took him into the lab, even though I played him for so long. Yeah, Sub-Zero definitely is better in thin ice though. I think the slide, having an 11 frame low that you can hit from full screen is such, I mean, obviously he's got the polar axe, which is the vertical, the diagonal down axe, which is good in terms of space control, like Jade or Cabal. Then he's got the icicle, the pew 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 icicles, which is amazing for chip damage. Even though you could, yeah, he's sort of like a not as potent Jade. The thin ice, the little icicles is amazing. If somebody's on chip damage, that is going to breeze through your last breath, 100%. But it's also, if you play Geras, it's reverse punishable with Sand Trap. So if they get you, if they do the pew 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 pew, you can punish it with Sand Trap if you're still alive. But yeah, thin ice, just having, and you can combo the overhead into the slide, or from thin ice spec. So that in and of itself is a really strong ability, because you're blocking high, and then it has to be a read. It has to be a read. I mean, you can block low afterwards anyway, because even if he was to do 4-2-4, the 4's are mid, so you can block it low. But yeah, if you're not ready for that slide, I mean, yeah, crouch blocking against Jade is a bad idea, which is something that I struggle with a lot as well, Soul Cube. I mean, like I said, I get hit with that overhead fatal blow so often, it really depresses me. But yeah, I think Sub-Zero, once you learn Sub-Zero's mix-up game, that's why I'm putting him as B. Like, at the start, everybody was saying he was A, like, top tier. Everyone was getting mixed, everyone was getting pissed off. But as the game goes on, yeah, dude, trust me, yeah, Wi-Fi Jade is S triple plus, man. As we've seen on this stream, 250 ping Jades throwing +7 glaives at me. Man, it's just nightmares. But yeah, once Sub-Zero's mix-up was sort of learned as it was, he became much less scary. I think now he can still mix you, and I think especially his corner game, once he's got you in the corner, it's quite scary. And he can hit you with a lot of damage out of nowhere. But dude, if my ability to roll, I think I get 2 out of 10 every time I attempt to roll. I think I get 2 out of 10 rolls. So that's why I just never do it online, and that's why I get bodied a lot as well. Yeah, I think Sub-Zero's a B. His Fatal Blow's a bit rubbish as well in terms of it's not anything special, you know. It's just a normal axe attack. It's like it's got less range than his back one. Oh, his back one's really good as well as a whiff punish tool into a combo. But yeah, I think once you learn what he can do, his options are quite limited. You know, he's not got a lot of stuff that can really scare people. For me, it's just a slide. The axe isn't that difficult to deal with because you just walk forward and, you know, block when you can and then walk forward again. But the slide catches me out, and the fact it's got a crushing blow, and the crushing blow does 320 damage, so it's the same as getting hit with a fatal blow essentially, with 11 frame low fatal blow. So yeah, outside of the slide, maybe not a fantastic character, but still strong. So I think he's a B. Sonya, I would put here. Sonya Blade. I think Sonya Blade is the best character in the game, and I've thought that since the game came out. Yeah, she's got her zoning game is strong with the amplified onion rings, because if the second one hits you by itself, it's a crushing blow, which does crazy damage. She can special cancel from the fireballs as well. She has true 50-50 mix-ups. Yep. She has crazy damage, crazy damage. I mean, the amount of that you guess wrong against Sonya twice. She is really fun to play. She is really fun. I tried her out the other day, and I was like, ugh, I needed to have a shower afterwards. I was like, oh, her combos are actually really fun to do. I think she does the most damage in the game off of 1 bar. Is that wrong? Do people disagree with me? Yeah, it requires a bit of execution. She requires a bit of execution, but she definitely does the most damage in the game off of 1 bar. And it's the fact that it's a mix as well. So she can, you know, she hits you with the back 1-2. That's it. She just confirms it. So yeah, all of her special 350 1 bar. Yeah, 350 damage 1 bar combos is crazy. She does require a little bit of execution, like Soulcube just said, but she's got great crushing blows. She's got parry as well. She's got good overheads. She's really fast. I mean, she's got her high is 9 frame. The back one is 9 frame, but her down one is a very good anti-air. Down one is a sick anti-air. The hitbox on that down one is crazy. Yeah, her down pokes are great. Baraka's damage output is, yeah, her and Baraka are the two strongest characters in the game in terms of 1 bar damage combos. I would say her only real weakness is that if she overcommits to her strings, like so if she doesn't hit confirm stuff, she is super punishable on everything. That's as far as I can see, that's her only weakness. So if she does back 1, 2, 3 and she doesn't confirm it, she's gonna eat a lot of damage. Yeah, back 1, 2, 3 is -14. Back 3 down 4 is -13. All of her special moves are super minus, so you can punish all of them. They won't make her. They won't nerf her. They'll just buff everyone else. So other characters will come out and do 600 damage, and she won't seem as good anymore. That's the thing with Sonya. If you make one mistake, if you get hit by that overhead in back 1, 2, that's it. Unless you break, and then if you get hit by it again, you just have to hold it. If she gets you in the corner and she's hitting you with these combos, You just have to hold it. You just have to hold 400 plus damage combos in the corner and then deal with the mix. So yeah, Baraka's flag. The only time I think it's safe to do is if you hit with a 4-2-1-3 and then you get a guaranteed flag, but it doesn't last very long. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I've said that. She's got the drone drop as well, which is an overhead. I mean, she's only really going to do that on you at full screen. But back 1-2 is actually -9 as well, so that's unsafe. She goes for that overhead against you and you block it. It's -9, so that's super punishable as well. That's from everybody's. Everybody has a 1-2 combo, so I don't know. We're gonna do Scorpion. Somebody wanted Scorpion first, and then we'll do Kano. Oh no, somebody said Liu Kang. We're doing Scorpion, Liu Kang, then Kano. That's the next. Yeah, but August is really good. You're neglecting to mention August. From what I know about August is he picks characters up really, really, really quickly. So yeah, I'm not surprised that he has functional like B&Bs, because he seems to flip between characters. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, August, but you seem to be able to pick characters up very quickly. But yeah, Sonya, I would say, is the best character in the game. If only just because she's not like Baraka where she loses out to anything specifically. I mean, I think her worst matchup is probably Cassie, funnily enough, like, because her projectiles get beaten by the low gunshots. So yeah, I think Sonya's the best. I think we're all in agreement really that Sonya, if not is the best, then is top tier. Just damage output and 50-50 alone. She doesn't have many decent crushing blows, to be fair, off the top of my head, but she doesn't really need them because she does so much damage anyway that it's just cherry on the cake, really. But yeah, Sonya's the best in my opinion. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Scorpion. Now I see a lot of contention in chat. I think Scorpion is S. Now I'll tell you why. Scorpion has the best movement in the game. Hands down. Scorpion's ability to teleport, especially in Reborn spec, is the best movement in the game, right? The speed of the teleport and the amount of options that you have. So we'll talk about Searing Rage first. So both of Scorpion's variations are viable. Searing Rage does a lot of damage, and Reborn obviously has the teleport cancel. Both are viable. Alright, Papa, catch you in a bit, my dude. Searing Rage has if you ignite the flames, if you ignite the chain rather, you're looking at 360 damage BMBs. 340 damage. They're two bars, but 340 to 360 damage BMBs depending on the starters, and if you use forward 2 in the middle of the combos. It's not free. The teleport cancel definitely isn't free. Yeah, Searing Rage, forward 3-2. If you're doing forward 3, forward 3-2 combo enders and the opponent can't break away, you're getting, with the chains ignited, you're getting 340 to 350 damage BMBs with 2-bar combo. Yeah, it is unsafe, but I would only use it as a combo extender. I would only use it, and that's only if they don't have meter. If you're doing forward 3-2 and they have meter to break away, it's really, I would not recommend doing it, because if you break away and after you've committed to the forward 3-2, remember it's 3 hits, so you've fully committed. Yeah, we can do Shang after Liu. Oh no, Kano. We're doing Kano after Liu, and then we'll do Shang. But yeah, Searing Rage, just the teleport in itself and the damage, I would say very viable. And obviously he's still got the plus. The things that make Scorpion scary outside of the teleports, both characters have. Yeah, he's the most popular character in the game. But the things that make Scorpion scary, both specs have. He's got really easy, really useful crushing blows. You know, forward 3-4 on a counter hit. If you've baited, like forward 3 is probably his best normal because it's a stagger, it's safe, and you can do forward 3 down 1, you can do forward 3 grab, you can do forward 3-4 if you pull the trigger on it and you think that they're gonna press a button after forward 3. You've got a crushing blow counter hit combo, which is going to lead to 400 plus damage. Then you've got 2-1-2, which is obviously it's flawless blockable, but that's a frame trap as well. I think it's +4 after that. Then you've got, which is also a crushing blow requirement at the end of a combo, which is 9 hits, which is really easy to do. He's got a crushing blow on his forward throw, and his throw game is really strong, especially with the forward 3 stagger. Back 1 is something just moved in my hand. Back 1 is, as Soulcube and I often discuss, is quite tricky to hit confirm with, but it's a really good whiff punishing call. Yeah, I said forward 3-4. Forward 3-4 is a really good combo starter because from the crushing blow because it's a counter hit. Back 1 is really good to catch people whiffing buttons. You'll find a lot of Scorpions walking backwards and forwards and trying to whiff punish with back 1. I think forward 4 is a pretty decent low starter as well if you've got them blocking high. Back 3 is a safe overhead. So he's got loads of tools that both variations can use. So that's why he's a strong character. It's not just one or the other where, you know, he's got forward 3-2 and the chain ignition and searing rage, but the main things that make him scary, like the stagger pressure, like the throw game, you know, are in both specs. Now, the reason why I would put Reborn spec as an S is the teleport cancel. So the reason why Searing Rage would probably be A+ is because if he commits to that teleport in Searing Rage spec, it's super punishable. I mean, the ability to cancel it on block is scary because then you always have to wait a second to see if because he can delay it a little bit as well. So it's not like he can just do it straight away. Like he can delay it very briefly and amplify it, and then he gets to launch into the full combo. So the fact that he can amplify it on block is terrifying. But if you read it, there's no reason not to just hold block against a Searing Rage Scorpion because either is punishable. One's -19. The unamplified is -19. I can't remember what the amplified is, but it's even more. I think it's -26 or something really minus. So yeah, it's being able to amplify cancel on the block is obviously really good, but he's always susceptible. However, the Reborn spec, the reason why the Reborn spec is scary is because he has the teleport cancel. And this is why I would put him as S tier, because he now has a super fast teleport that gives him really strong offensive pressure. Yeah, he can teleport into throw, he can teleport into a down button, he can teleport into back 1-4 and then teleport again. You know, the fact that he can teleport cancel in strings as well, essentially making them safe. It's just a tool that you have to be wary of at all time. Like, he can jump 3 teleport cancel throw, so you try and anti-air him, and then he's behind you, and he just hit you with a 4-3-4 crushing blow. So yeah, it just means having that ability to maneuver past people and essentially make it, because he can just teleport cancel block. I mean, not that the Scorpions ever do, but he can teleport cancel block and then he's safe. So yeah, Reborn is better at higher range. Yeah, because Searing Rage is more susceptible. Definitely, that's what I was talking about, the teleports. Searing Rage is definitely more of an all-in, because if they block the teleport, you're screwed. Whereas Reborn gives you that out. You know, you can still pull the trigger, so you don't have to teleport cancel. That's the thing. That's what makes it scary. Is that you'll get put into a situation where you think, oh, he's going to keep teleport cancelling, so I'm going to press a button, and then he teleports and just pulls the trigger on the actual teleport, and then he's launched you for a full combo. So that's why it's scary, is that he's got so many options from it. But yeah, his neutral game is great. His crushing blow game is great. His fatal blow, it doesn't have amazing range, but it's great as an anti-air. So yeah, I definitely would put Searing Rage Scorpion, Reborn Scorpion is definitely an S, if only because of the teleport cancel, yeah. So yeah, definitely one of the strongest characters in the game. And all the Scorpions play differently, so you know, it's not like you can read one guy and he's going to do this and then the other guy's going to do that. They all play Scorpion completely. I haven't played a Scorpion that does the same thing. So you know, it's a very scary character that can punish you for even the slightest mistakes, and has the maneuverability to always be a threat. So best maneuverability in the game, S tier. Liu Kang. Liu Kang is an interesting one. I feel like depending on your ability level, he goes higher up the tier list. So we'll put him here for now, just for the sake of me explaining him, and then, oh dang, you play on stick. That's rare, man. Not a lot of people play fighting Mortal Kombat on a stick. It's always been it's more likely been a pad game, but yeah, 26 Wizard, yeah. So 26 Wizard, Liu Kang. I think he's an A. So the reason why, let's talk about his kit again. So Liu Kang, mostly only you see the Liu Quan or whatever it's called. That's the one with the parry and the stance cancels and the low fireball. So Liu Kang is, hopefully Davey's here so he can explain some stuff better than me. The reason why Liu Kang is scary is the same reason why Jackie is scary, in the sense that he has, well, he's only got the one string, the forward, but that's not in the most those in Liu Kang's other variation, the one that isn't as widely played. He has a teleport, but he doesn't really have it in the main spec. So the main thing that makes him scary is the forward 3/4 string. So the reason why that's a scary string, because all of his other main strings are high, so they are duckable. You can, especially as a Garrus, you can down one them. Yeah, back 1-2-4 is good. Forward through 4-3 is good as a low start as well into fatal blow. That's happened a lot, but his main strength is forward 4-3 and then up 3. So why is that strong? I mean, he's got a few good crushing blows. The forward 4-3 up 3 crushing blow on a counter hit is great. Does a lot of damage. The parry has a good counter hit if you catch people on wake up. That's really practical, especially in the corner. The fastest down one is Garrus and Sub-Zero are both 6. I don't know if anybody else has a 6 frame down one. His fatal blow, yep, is very fast and has decent range. He's got good range with the dragon kick if he can whiff punish. So if you're throwing fireballs from full screen, like even from 3/4 screen, they're probably going to get punished by the dragon kick. He's got a low-high fireball as well. If you get hit by the low, you get hit by the high. It's a natural combo. But it's that forward 4-3 string that, yeah, forward 4-3 string. That's the killer, because if he hits you with the up 3, it's +4. So he's at hit advantage, which means you have to respect it. You have to. Even if you've got a 6 frame down one, if you press buttons after that, the absolute best you're going to get is a trade. So, and in that case, if it's a trade, then he has frame advantage against you. You have to block it. So if you're not ready to deal with that, he's a really, really, really tough character to fight. Now, the reason why that's scary as well is because he can special cancel. So it's really easy to flawless block it. So if you read the up 3, Firstly, it's there's a -7 gap. So if you think he's going to pull the trigger on the up 3 at the end of the string, if you've got a 7-frame standing normal or a less, well, you're not going to have less than 7 frame. If you've got a 7-frame standing normal or a 7-frame or lower down normal, you're... Hey, who did you play yesterday, man? I don't remember. The name rings a bell. I can't remember who you played though, my dude. GG's though. Yeah, if he pulls the trigger, there is a gap, so you can interrupt it. So as Garrus, if I think he's going to pull the trigger on it, down 1 interrupts it every single time. It's a punish because it's 6 frames and it interrupts Devore. Oh, yeah, your Devore is solid, man. Your Devore is solid. I don't see many Devores, but yeah, GG's, my dude. Yeah, I remember. It's not as rare to fight Devorers, so if you say Devore, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. If you'd said Liu Kang, I'd have been like, meh. But yeah, GG's, man. Very solid Devore. I enjoy playing Devorers because it's how you learn. But yeah, and then Liu Kang, if he can cancel into the parry. So if he thinks you're going to down 1, which happens to me a lot, if they realise that I'm down 1ing the gap, they cancel into the parry and then they get a full punish. Or they can special cancel into the fireball. Excuse me. So if you go to press a button, you get hit by the fireball. So it's that string that makes him difficult to deal with. If he didn't have that string, he would be probably B tier because he's got an alright fireball game. All of his main fireball, even the triple one, is a high, so you can duck all 3. The bicycle kick is good as a combo ender, obviously, because you have the crushing blow, but he doesn't get massive damage from his combos because outside of getting a crushing blow on them or like a big read, like if he was to do forward 3-3-3-3 and he gets you with it, that's -11, so it's super punishable. But at least I think it's -11. It's super punishable, whatever it is. So if he pulls the trigger on that, he's going to get punished. So all of his big launches are if he gets you in the corner, he's gonna do big damage. So if he hits you with any of these counter hits in the corner, like if he hits you with the forward 4-3 up 3 in the corner, the counter hit, that's 600 damage. You got to hold that. Same with the parry, 600 damage. You got to hold that. So, well, if he's got fatal blow, it's going to be about 600 damage. So he's got big damage of his crushing blows in the corner, but mid-screen, you're not really looking at tons of damage. Usually he's just going to try and poke you out, and then he's got a good throw game. So I would put him as A, maybe even high B, but yeah, I don't think I think online, especially at the lower levels when you don't know how to flawless block the string or poke out of it, then he's going to be really difficult to deal with because he's he's got a lot of really fast normals. But once you've learned to stop that string, they get scared to do it. Once you've down 1'd it a couple of times, they don't, especially at my level, which isn't top level, they get scared, they forget to do the parry, or they forget to do, they go into autopilot, and that's when you start punishing them, because you can 100% flawless block the up 3 at the end, and then you get a full combo punish. So he's a good character. He's very fast. He's got a few practical crushing blows. His fatal blow is good, but he's not. I think he's got quite a few bad matchups, and he's still not. He doesn't have all the tools that would make him even a top A tier. I think as the game goes on, he'll probably slide a little bit even further down, but yeah, for now, we'll leave him as A, because he does have, I think mostly because of his crushing blows and his fatal blows being good, and that string in itself having almost built-in mix-ups. Yeah, forward throw, yeah. So he's got a fairly decent throw mix-up game as well, but I would say low A, high B. We'll put him in A for now, but as the game progresses, he might go down. All right, now it's Kano, and then Shang Tsung. But I'm just going to go pee quickly. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, classic mole. It's left to right. Yeah, it is left to right. Left being the strongest. Yeah. No, I haven't really done an order at the moment. The S tiers, I think, in my order, but the rest of them aren't in order. I'm gonna do that at the end. Yeah, a lot of it's done alphabetical for now. There will be ranked. I mean, what's the time? I've got another couple of hours, so we're almost done. My man. So we'll probably get in about half an hour or so. Of ranked at the end, but classic more. Thank you, my dude, my man, for the follow. Yeah, we'll probably get to a little bit of ranked, but we might as well finish this off whilst we're doing it. I didn't realise it was going to take so long, to be honest with you, but I like that. It's because I'm interacting with you guys, so it's cool. It's nice to get some input as well, rather than me just talking about it. But Kano's an interesting one. Kano, I'm gonna put him B for now, just for the sake of talking about him, and then we'll put him in. The more we talk about him, then we'll move him up and down. But he's not. I'm not putting him a bit as B just yet. I'm just leaving him there for now, so we've got him on the list. So Kano is a weird one. Dirtbag, outside of a few players that are really, really good with him, I would say is much, much weaker, because he completely removes all of his ability to do any combos, which obviously is a detriment. Ripper has the commands grab, which is really, I mean, any command grab is strong, especially in this game where tick throws are really powerful, because they tick off such fast, but like he usually ticks off his down one or something like that, so you're reading down one into something and then you get command grab. So the command grab's a useful tool. He's got quite a good mix-up low game. You know, he's got that overhead wheel kick, and they're both unsafe though, but he's got the overhead wheel kick, and he's got the roly-poly, and he's got the low throw as well. But my man. But yeah, his crushing blows outside, his back three is good. Back three is really, really good, especially as a whiff punish, as a crushing blow. But that's his only real practical crushing blow. Exalted. Oh, thank you for the follow, Exalted. My man. He doesn't have very practical crushing blows. I mean, the throw one is good, and the back three is good, but outside of that, Kano Ball, all of the versions of Kano Ball outside of the up amplified one are extremely punishable. His knives are okay. His combo damage is okay if he hits you with the if he gets you with the full combo into the if he gets you into the with the lumbar check at the back. Yeah, but the other one has to be off a get up roll, doesn't it? I've never ever seen anybody hit the command grab crushing blow, which is if you get them while they're rolling, then it crushes them. He doesn't do great damage. He does about 300 damage off a 1-bar combo. His fatal blow is okay. Oh, what? He's got one off his forward and his back throw. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. So he's like, sorry, man, I misread what you said. I didn't realize. So he's got one off his forward throw and off his back throw. I thought he just had one off his forward throw. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, he's got a double throw crush, so he's like Baraka and Noob. That's good. I didn't know that. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. I thought you meant 2 throw crushing blow as in, like, his command grab. Oh, my bad. Okay, so he's got 2 throw crushing blow. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So, GG's, man. Thank you very much for the follow. Catch you again soon. I think he does more damage then I think he does enough damage so that he wouldn't be a C tier, and having a command grab is such a useful tool that he wouldn't be C. My man. Yeah, and his command grab has a crushing blow. See, that's what I meant, Keurig. That's why I got confused. I mean, the command grab variation is the command grab requirement on his crushing blow is a bit difficult to hit, but Mr. Potato 5645, my man, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's not a very practical one. I mean, reading it on a roll rather, is a bit tough, but Oh yeah, and a lot of his specials, a lot of his normals are unsafe as well. I think it's back one as well. Is that big, like big slice? That's super unsafe. The overhead is unsafe. The roll is unsafe. The low grab, hit grab is unsafe. He's only really got one combo starter, which you can hit confirm into. Oh, so a command grab. I just got asked in chat, what's a command grab? A command grab. So you have a normal throw, which is in this game done by completely brain fired. Is done by pressing 1 and 3 together. So usually a normal throw is something that you can tech. Every single character in the game has a forward throw and a back throw. So that's just a normal throw. But a command grab is a throw that you cannot tech that has a special input. So Kano, so if you play Street Fighter, if you've ever watched Street Fighter, you know Zangief has the power driver. That's a command throw. Because that's not just a normal throw that requires you just that every character grabs. That's a throw specific to that character. So Kano has a command throw, which is the lumbar check. So that's done with an actual input, which is down, back, forward, 1, I think. So yeah, that's the difference between a command grab is a grab that has an input and is untechable, but then you've got a normal grab, which is just everybody has, which you can tech. Oh, 2. All right, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2. Thanks, man. Yeah, 2 2 1 3. Yeah, 2 4 1 3 is his best string basically. So you don't suck, Soul Cube. It's just Liu Kang is a bit more linear than Sub-Zero, but he gets more of a payoff, I think. It depends on the level you're playing at as well. But yeah, he's not got many good strings. So I think B is fair for Kano. I think he's got a lot of options and he's got reasonable damage, but he lacks the real damage output and mix-up game of these characters that would make him more of a threat. So yeah, I put Kano as a B. And then somebody wanted Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung's an interesting one because Shang Tsung is obviously quite new still, and we're not going to see him in competitive play until Evo now because he's banned from CEO, I think. Because basically the way that NetherRealm work is you're not allowed to use him in tournament until 30 days after he's released. So because he came out at the beginning of the month and CEO is next week, somebody asked for it, so I will do. I think we're not gonna see him in the tournament, but yeah, for the sake of completion, we might as well put him in too. I think he's A. Yeah, I think he's an A tier, and the reason why he's A tier is because he's got. I think while he's new, he has a lot of strings and the Hellsparks as well, especially that. Whilst he's new, are really oppressive because Hellsparks is, even though it's a bit weird on the spacing, if they miss it, then he's super able to punish it. And there's more and more tech coming out about Hellsparks too. But I think he's got a good zoning game. The overhead corpse drop, is very, very good. The Hellfire Sparks is a very good zoning tool. The skulls is good as well. I mean, you have to amplify it twice. Yeah, he's got no ninjas, which sucks. Which is their main selling point, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think so. He's got the warlock and the spell, whatever it's called, the sorcerer one. Okay, I'll do noob next. He's got the warlock and the other soul one, but nobody really uses the soul one. Most people use the warlock spec for the Hellspark combo extenders. But yeah, again, he's got the Hellspark. Hey, Viking Frisbee, how's it going, man? Yeah, Spellmaster, thank you, Keurig. Yeah, the zoning, the Hellsparks are punishable, and I was just saying that as the game comes out more, people are you can flawless block the second one every single time and get a full punish. So with whichever character. So and there was a tech video on Twitter where you can see how. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll show you guys. There is a tech video on Twitter that shows you how everybody deals with it. Let me see if I can find it through the malaise of my Twitter feed. It's here somewhere. I definitely liked it. Oh, there you go. Hell Sparks punishment cast for it. So let's watch this. So here you can see, so this video shows you how to punish it with every character. So we can watch this quickly as well. So that was, let me full screen it again. So that was with Shang Tsung. So with Shang Tsung you can just straight up reversal punish it with Hellfire Sparks. That's interesting. Come on, bro. Into a full punish, okay. Oh, so he can actually punish it off the first one with forward 2 as well. Yes, I'll put this link in chat. So this is the link for everybody. Oh, dang it, hold on, I've got to do it in. There you go, everybody. So this is the link for people who are struggling with punishing Hellfire Sparks. Oh, Shao Kahn's still going mad. Hold on. Let's go back. I'll watch it with you guys, see if there's anything. Yeah, dude, I still can't punish it. I still struggle with punishing it. Oh. Okay, so Shao Kahn punish the shoulders. So she can just punish it with. I mean, this you can just see it's this is what I mean. This isn't even after this was after less than a week. This guy's come out with punishes for the whole cast. So, alright, so Sonya has to flawless block the second one, so that's a bit tough. So a lot of these are just. See, a lot of these are really straightforward punishes. So Baraka has the hardest punish so far. Raiden can just dash through it. Jackie just back twos you. Ooh. And I can just dash. I mean, I can't do it. I've tried really hard with Garrus. I just can't do it. I think I'm not letting go of block fast enough. How do you do it, Papa? Tell me. What's the way of dealing with it? Bicycle kick. I mean, Katana just gets a straight up full string combo. Damn, get full comboed by Kung Lao. This guy must be a Kung Lao player. You can reverse or punish it with like a shadow kick every time. Aaron Black can just leap. Oh, good punish from Cole. And from Collector. I mean, everybody just dashes past it, really. Nobody, like, you can tell this guy hates Garrus. So Garrus, you can just jump, supposedly, and get a full punish. So I've tried that, and I can't jump it, but yeah, if you're a Garrus player, I need to practice. I need to lab that a bit more. But there you go. So that's why I think as the more he comes out, people are he's gonna have to adapt his game plan. Yeah, Garrus. Yeah, everybody hates Garrus. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people hate Garrus. I didn't realize how many people actually hate Garrus till I started playing online. Just because of her her special cancels, man, and the pressure that she can apply. Jackie's pressure is just second only to Sonya, really, in terms of stealing a turn, and because Cassie still has to open you up, but just do it, Dominic. I play, dude. You know the people that talk to me in my chat is so funny. When I'm playing online and I complain about people, they're like, "Lol, but you're a Garrus main," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can still complain about stuff. You'll definitely get hate, but he's really, 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 really fun." Wait, somebody asked me to do somebody else. Noob, I'll do Noob, and then I'll do Kung Lao. Yeah, I'll do Noob, then I'll do Kung Lao. Yeah, they just have to hold that shit, man. They just have to hold it, you know. That's why I love playing Garrus. The reason why I pick Garrus is because I love to design. I love characters that can control time. So the fact that he has a time gimmick, straight away I was in. And secondly, he's so fun to play. When you get 2 crushing blows in a row, it's hilarious because you've just taken off 70% damage. They've made 2 wrong decisions, and then they're just dead. So he's really, 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 really fun to play. Yeah, true. Unless you play Devourer or Frost, nobody's gonna hate you for playing Frost. If you beat somebody with Frost, it's their fault. Like I lost to a Frost on rank the other day. That was my fault. That wasn't the Frost's fault. But yeah, Shang Tsung. I don't even know if he's an A, you know. I think he's got access to a couple of good crushing blows. Obviously, Shang Tsung's main strength is the morph, right? So the reason why morph is strong is because when he morphs into you, he gets your crushing blows. So if you know the game well enough that you can play Shang Tsung and you can morph into that person, you get their crushing blows for 50% of the damage. But if you're playing as a Garrus, if you're playing against Garrus and you do a counter hit, say 4-2-2-1-3, you get all of their crushing blows and all of your crushing blows. So obviously you only get one. It's the same thing. You only get one, but that's personally where I think he's so strong, is that he gets access to all of this damage. So yeah, that's his main strength in my opinion, and he is quite a strong zoner with the corpses and with the hell sparks. But yeah, I don't know if I put him as A. He's got good lows, like his back 3 is really, really good, and his down 3 is 7 frames. But I don't know, man. I think maybe I'll put him as B, you know. Maybe high B. Until I see something that really makes me... I mean, his crushing blow requirements are pretty solid. And he does a fair amount of damage. I don't know. I feel like if I put him as B, then I have to put Lou as B as well. Because he does have a lot... No, I'll put him as low A. He's low A because he's got a lot of good options. He's got a lot of safe strings. But I just feel like as time goes on, he's going to get figured out. He's going to become less and less strong. Like people are already, because forward 3, up 4, you can hit on reaction every single time. So that's one of his main overheads gone. The forward 4 is duckable. The forward 2, 4-2, you can flawless block, get full punish. I don't know. I'll put him in A for now. Because he does seem like he's a good character, but I think as the game comes out, he's definitely going to start to slide down the tier list. Noob. Noob is an interesting one. Now, Noob only has the one spec really used in tournament, which is Dark Sabbath, which gives him the ability to amplify his teleport and get a combo, and has the air sickle that he can use to teleport. Noob is a very interesting character because I think possibly, barring a few little shenanigans, he's the most honest character in the game. Why do I say this? Well, he has, outside of a hop attack, he has one overhead, which is 1-1-2, which is an overhead. His best lows are extremely punishable. His back 1-1-3, which is a great mid, one of the best mids in the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they got Zona from. Well, the seeing double is a Zony spec because of the low slide, but you to choose seeing double, you've just taken off half your damage. Like Noob has some of the best one bar combos in the game. With optimized combos, like if you guys love Noob, go on the P&D Ketchup and Mustard YouTube. They've done a guide for him, and he's done quite a few because Ketchup plays Noob, and you'll see that he can get up to like 380 damage from a B&B. So he does a lot of damage, right? He does a lot of damage, but he doesn't have any mix-ups. So a lot of his normals are really long range, like forward 2-2, 1-2 is really good range. 1-1-3 is really fast. 2-1-2 is a weird like shenanigan-y, like if you're blocking high, it's actually the 1 is a low, even though it looks like a mid, so you get hit by it. But there's no reason never to block low against Noob, because he literally has 1 overhead, and that's it. So yeah, I think I would put him, and he's only got, I would say, 2 really good crushing blows. Yeah, his back one is a 9-frame mid, but it is really unsafe. So at least I'm sure it's unsafe. But yeah, you have to really commit with Noob, or like play a strong, like with me, a lot of the noobs, the back one is what gets me, because I'm trying to press buttons after a jump in or something and I get back one. Same as Jackie and Jax. You know, you try and press buttons when you shouldn't, and you get opened up with the back 1-1-3 into teleport, blah blah blah, 340 damage later. And his corner combos do a lot of damage as well. He's got a really strong anti-air game. His down 2 is really good. His upward shadow kick is a really good anti-air. His down 1 and his down 3 or 4 are both really good. So he's got a really good poke game. He's got a really good like whiff punish game with 4-2-2. He's got a lot of good combo damage, but he is a very linear character, as Nuclear David just said, a very linear character. You have to really commit to like a big jump in or something, or catch something. His teleport is really good at catching zoners, so I would say he would be really strong against like a Jade, or who likes to take to the air. Like you can teleport that on reaction and get a combo every single time, or a Cabal. But yeah, I think I'll put him as B, strong B, only because he doesn't have a mix. So you have to play really honestly and then just try and outplay the other guy. You can't. He doesn't really have any shenanigans. So very a very well designed character in the sense that he's great at what he does do, but he is limited in what he does. It's obviously his Fatal Blow is full screen as well, which is nice, but it's a bit slow to come out, so it generally tends to lose. If you're going to do your Fatal Blow first, it generally tends to lose out compared to somebody else's who's just faster. So yeah, I think B is a good place for him. Again, strong character, good damage, but lacking a few. He need maybe a couple more like really good damage, and really viable crushing blows, and maybe like a nice overhead. Yeah, I think he would be B plus. If we were to do pluses, he would be B plus. But as it stands, I don't think he has the options of these guys in A. Even though he does do a lot of damage, I don't think that it warrants him being in A. I think he's a B. I think he's a B. Kung Lao next. Kung Lao is another interesting character. I'll do Scarlet after. Somebody else asked me for Kung Lao. Kung Lao, I would say, is a B. The only really good Kung Lao I've seen is Foxy Grandpa, and all he does is forward 4 into down 3 or Z-hat into down 3 or grab. That's it. Z-hat, forward 4, down 3, grab. Those are the only 4 things he does. And he uses 2-1-2, 1-2 to whiff punish, like he would get if he ducks a throw, or to whiff punish into a full combo. But I feel like Kung Lao is a really, really cool character. They've done an excellent job on his design, and they've made him really look really awesome, but he doesn't do very much damage, and the amount of effort that you have to, again, the amount of effort that you have to put in for his damage isn't... Splash, play Lotus. Ah, okay. Yeah, see, Lotus, so he's got Lotus, Fist, and Hat Trick are his 2 specs. Most people use Hat Trick because it's got the Z hat, which is how people get locked. It locks you down, and then it gives him that's where his pressure starts, where he locks you down with the Z hat. But oh, okay, I'll check him out. I'll check him out, Viking Frisbee. Thanks. Yeah, Z hat is really, really, really good, but the startup on it is really, really, really long. So, you know, if you've got a long range, if you've got like a dragon kick or I actually don't know I can't remember off the top of my head what the amped. I've got a guide actually how to punish Kung Lao, but I can't actually remember what the Z hat. What Z hat? Oh, let's check. There's this really good website called Kombat Academy, which I'll put. Oh, you can see, called Kombat Academy. This is by a guy called Noble Raptor, and he's got this website which is. He's got everyone's frame data and stuff. So if you ever want to see special moves. Amplified. It says here that it's amplified is 0. So it's 0 on block. Oh, thank you, Nuke. Yeah. So the Z hat is 0 on block. So it's -8 normally, and then 0 on block, which is still sick. But the thing is, because it's a projectile, maybe it changes, or maybe they fixed it all, but with projectiles in this game, the frame data on it is variable. So depending on where you throw the projectile, the frame data changes. So if he's doing it from super close range, maybe it's much more plus. But if he's doing it from further away, then it might be more minus. Yeah, his teleport's not great. I mean, he's only going to do overhead or throw, and you can just move away from. You can just move away from either of those. So yeah, his teleport's not great. His fireball's not great outside of the Z hat. But yeah, forward 4 is a really strong move. See here. So basic attacks. 4/4 -3 on block. So. You know, it's safe. He can go for the down 3 afterwards, which is what they tend to do, or the throw. So he's got quite a linear mix-up game. His crushing blows aren't great. He's got one off his back throw. Has he got one on both throws? No, just off his back throw. So he's got one off his back throw. And his fatal blow is pretty good. Yeah, his whiff punish and his ability to convert is strong. So if he gets a stray hit, he can convert into reasonable damage. Yeah, his whiff punishing is strong too. With I think it's forward 2. Yeah, forward 2/1/4 is really, really good as a whiff punish, especially on a counter hit, because you get mad damage because it relaunches. But yeah, I just feel like you have to put in much more effort with Kung Lao to get anywhere than you would with any other character, and his mix-up is quite linear. If you start to read the throw game, like the down 3 into throw, like I was playing a Kung Lao, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, if you start to read the down 1 into the throw, then, oh sorry, the down 3 into the throw. Hey, Darth Armor, how's it going, my dude? Everybody, Darth Armor, one of the top commentators / analysts, holy moly, in America. Give this guy a follow on his Facebook and his Twitter, because he's a top guy and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Top dude. How's it going, Darth Armor? You okay, my man? Do you want to play a set after this? I'm just finishing up my tier list. If you want to do a 1st to 5 in like 20 minutes or so. My man. Yeah, Darth Armor's a top guy. Are you coming to CEO? Are you going to be doing commentary at CEO? Oh, thank you for the follow, man. My man. Hey. Oh, dude, CEO is gonna be so good. Who's your? I mean, we were talking about it on stream yesterday. Who's your top three, if you can call a top three? Do you have anybody that you think is gonna win it? I can't believe that we haven't had a single repeat winner yet in any tournament. Everyone's putting their money on. Well, I say everyone. There's a lot of hype behind Ninja Killer, but can he perform as well offline as he does online? Nice. Oh wow, that's awesome, man. That's a really good. All the MK commentators are so. They all seem. Firstly, obviously you're a top dude, but they all seem like really top guys. And the thing that I love about Mortal Kombat commentators as well is they're all really knowledgeable. You're never gonna get them. They're never gonna say like random stuff or just call out random buttons or whatever. If you really want to learn the game, then listen to all of Darth Armor, Ultra David, Aquaman, Wonder Chef, Shy Guy. They're all really, really knowledgeable. So watching the top eights and listening to those guys, you will learn. You won't just learn a lot watching, but you'll learn a lot listening as well. But why Honeybee? Why do you think Honeybee is going to take it? He hasn't been. He was a little bit soul crushed after. Ah, okay. You won an event in Atlanta. Yeah, Mustard and Ketchup are sick as well, but I mean, they're going to be they're not going to CEO, so why is Jade so good? Just because of her ability to control space, her ability to deal with the glaive, her ability to throw glaives that cover every portion of the screen. The range of her normals is really good. She's unsafe on a lot of stuff, but if she plays it well and spaces stuff correctly, then she's going to keep you out. It's her ability to frustrate as well, and she's really good at anti-zoning, obviously, as well with the glow, unless she's against Cetrion, because Cetrion can punish the glow with the vines and get a crushing blow. Oh no, wait, it's only a grab on a crushing blow, but she can cancel it. She can punish the glow with vines, because you'll see, I think it was Dragon versus Big D at Combo Breaker. Well, yeah, apart from Scorpion, I think Scorpion bodies. Yeah, dude, Deoxys. The thing about Deoxys is as well is he seems to get better every competition as well. Every time I've seen, because he'd put in a good showing at Combo Breaker, but he got a little bit soul crushed by did he lose to Sonic Fox? He got a bit soul crushed, and then DreamHack Dallas resetting against Scar was sick. I think he's probably the best Garrus in the world at the moment, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's many better Garruses than him. Yeah, I think it's Scorpion bodies Jade. But yeah, that's Kung Lao. Anyway, sorry, I forgot my point. Yeah, Kung Lao is B, I think. Cabal, I think, is S. And the reason why I think he's S is because, so, Mean Streak and Clean Cut, mostly you see people use Clean Cut, which is the 50-50. It's the frame data, man. He's got a few crushing blows that are practical, like the counter hit on his string and the throw crushing blow as well, but it's mostly just the frame data. It's just the fact that everything is safe and everything is potentially a 50-50 is just really strong. I mean, again, feel free to Darth Armor, chime in as well, man. If you disagree with me, and if anybody's got anything that, like, these are just my opinions. I'm happy to be proved wrong if anybody chimes in, and they've got anything that that they feel like I'm misrepresenting anything. But Nomad Dash full screen is really strong as well. It's tough to react to. I mean, when he does commit to his special moves, apart from the glaives, he is really unsafe. So Nomad Dash, super punishable. The low hook grab is super punishable, even though I can't do it because I'm rubbish. But yeah, just the ability to pressure, the range of the normals as well is really strong. And like I said, the frame data on the normals is really, really strong. The ability to control space with the glaives is really, really strong. His jump-ins are really good. Yeah, I just think I think... Oh. No, I don't. I just mean more like if you've got any sort of insight that would say like, oh, Cabal isn't like I think he's an S, but I'm happy to defer if anybody says like, no, actually Cabal's minus 48 on this string, that's why he's D tier. And I'm like, oh sugar, I didn't know that. I'll stick him down. But yeah, I think yeah, exactly. Cabal's toolkit means that he, as Darth Armor just said, he's got the ability to beat anyone. So I don't think he struggles particularly against any of these top tiers. I mean, obviously he struggles the same against Jackie and Sonya as everybody struggles, but or a Reborn Scorpion, say. But I don't think that. Yeah, Wi-Fi Jade. Wi-Fi Jade is like here somewhere, man. Like here. 250 ping Jade just sits here, looking down on her loyal subjects from her Wi-Fi palace. Yeah, Cabal's super strong character. His Fatal Blow is one of the best in the game as well. Full screen. He goes off the other screen as well, so it makes it super difficult to punish, and it's super fast. Yeah, I think he's definitely S tier. Just a really, really well put together, well-rounded character that has a tool for every situation. Yeah, just put on Wi-Fi and learn Jade, man. You don't need to. Yeah, exactly. Don't test yourself. It's like people that moan about me for playing Garrus. It's because I want to hit people and do 400 damage. You know. Sorry, man. I don't think Scorpion. Me putting Scorpion in a tier list is going to affect. I don't think me putting Scorpion any further down the tier list is going to affect the thanks, Darth Armor. I don't think, yeah, Scorpion, me, even if I put him as Q tier, Scorpion, you're still going to run into, say, 5 out of 10 online. It's actually saying that the more I go up the ranks, in Grandmaster, I haven't fought many Scorpions. I've fought a couple, but I think the character I play most probably is Jade. Lots of Jades, lots of Shang Tsungs, funnily enough. I think Frost is worse than Devourer because Frost doesn't have... So I think the reason why neither of them is great is because neither of them... You have to work really hard with both of them to get anything like really substantial, especially when it comes to... So Devourer is supposed to be a mixed-up trap character. I think mixing people up in this game isn't difficult, but setting up traps is mostly impossible because of how strong pokes are. So you're trying to set somebody up with a bug, and if you're fighting against a Garrus or a Sub-Zero, if they've got a 6-frame down 1, you're just going to eat down pokes. You cannot condition people to hold a mix-up or a trap as Devourer, unless you're really, 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 really good with Devourer. Like Sonic Fox Devourer, alright, he's not going to be C tier. He'll be better than, he's better than my Garrus, which is I'd put as S tier. So if it's a strong player playing it, then obviously the tier list changes. But I just think that the amount of effort that Devourer has to put in and Frost both have to put in is so extreme compared to anyone above them. And Frost, I feel like they haven't given her the best moves in her tournament variations that condition the best moves that go alongside the others, like the Frost Cage static 24765. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Yeah, I don't think so. The moves that she has in her tournament variations don't go alongside her actual move set. So like her back 2-2 sometimes pushes her out of her main combo starter. Compliment, thank you, dude. Honestly, I've been streaming for like 4 hours now. I'm like, meh. Yeah, compliment. Yeah. The tournament variations move she has doesn't complement her move set, her normals and her strings. So she's not getting as much as she can do because her best moves are her non-competitive moves. So if they were to change that, or give her another variation that has like the Captain Cold Ice Cage, or I think the Captain Cold Ice Cage is probably her best move, especially when it comes to poking with back, as I said before when I place her, poking with back 2-2, or keeping them, if you want to keep the opponent in place, like, is it back 3-2-1? Just these long strings that are designed to keep them in block stun in this ice cage. She doesn't have it, so it's not, and she has to put in a lot more effort to get like 300 damage 1-bar combos. Garrus does that with, he doesn't even need to do a combo, full string combo. So yeah, you just have to put in a lot more effort with both of those characters, and Frost has less options than Devora does, which is why I put her as a D. But that could change. I mean, if they yeah, she's definitely got one of the best fatal blows in the game. That's her one strength, but I don't know, man. I don't feel like her zoning is better than any of the other characters. Like, the grenades are high, I think. I could be wrong, but the only good zoning tool she has is the Ice Ninja Stars. Other than that, it's not really comprehensive, and even then she can only amplify it twice, and then she runs out of meter, and the first two are high, so you can just duck them. It's not like, if she could do them in the air, then maybe that would be good, but her pokes are great. Definitely agree with you about her strong pokes, but again, I think Devora's got better pokes, and Devora gets more off them as well, so I don't know. I feel like until I see, maybe that we'll see, like, it's sort of like the Raijin Spec Raidens. You'll see a guy come in and he'll be sick, like Hero Killer Stain. You'll see him come in and he'll be sick, and you'll be like, oh man, maybe this character isn't as bad as you think. But for now, I think she's at the bottom. Again, I'm happy to be proved wrong. I just can't wait for CEO, man. I want to just see some like crazy unknown, like, German Frost come out of nowhere and just body bag everybody with some crazy weirdness that nobody's ever seen before. But I mean, the game is still in its infancy as well. It's only been 2 months, so this is just for now until I've especially this bracket. I think the A has the potential. A lot of these characters have the potential to go up and down as the game goes on as well. But yeah, Frost is a D for now, just for now. Dude, Johnny. I think Johnny is A. I think obviously his main 2 weaknesses. One is, for some reason, a lot of his moves tend to whiff, which is obviously a complete ball ache, especially if you're playing high level. Yeah, I play against much more Devoras than I do against Frosts as well online. I think I've played 1 Frost, and he used the other spec, and he beat me as well, so that was a soul-crushing game for me. But yeah, I run into a lot more Frosts, a lot more Devoras than I do Frosts at Grandmaster rank anyway. Maybe as I go up, it'll be the other way around, but yeah, I just play against more Devoras than Frosts. You're exactly right. Yeah, Johnny has whiffs on a lot of his moves, which is unfortunate, and his crushing blows are garbage. So that would probably put him in a B tier usually, because all of these characters, apart from Sub-Zero, these guys don't have the greatest crushing blows. But I think he's an A because the frame data, firstly, his ability to whiff punish is insane, and his ability to keep you pressured with pretty much all of his strings, and then being able to special cancel into the energy balls, which makes him, I can't remember how plus, but no, we'll get there. We've only got a couple more, but yeah, I think Johnny, and the ability, he's the only character in the game that has the ability to cancel his fatal blow as well, which is crazy in terms of his overall pressure offensive ability, which I've just said is great. You know, back 3-4 is great. Forward 3, even as a whiff punish, even though it's a high, it's great. He's plus on a lot of the end of his string. I mean, again, they're all high. A lot of them are high, so I think as the game comes out... No, he doesn't lose it. As far as I'm aware, actually, it's a good question. Do you know that, Darth Armor? Does he lose his fatal... Does Johnny Cage lose his fatal blow when he cancels it? I actually don't know. That's a really good question. I have no idea. Oh, he does. All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, no, I had no idea. Yeah, No, I think his crushing blows are a bit whack. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, it cools down. Yeah. All right. Thank you. No, I had no idea. Yeah, his whiff punishes are great. His staggers are great. His damage is okay. It's not massive, but it's pretty decent. I mean, if you want to watch a good Johnny Cage, just watch Kombat, man. Kombat just destroys everybody as Johnny Cage, but no, it just goes on cooldown. Yeah, no, it doesn't go if you... No. You still get access to it. It acts as like a whiff. Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, Kung Lao. I don't know, man. I feel like his stagger game is good. His damage is okay, but I feel like you just have to... It's more the effort. It's more the effort. These characters are all characters that you have to put in much more effort than these characters to get the same amount out of them. I feel like Kung Lao has a very linear game plan. I mean, Foxy Grandpa's the best Kung Lao in the world, and he doesn't have like a super complicated game plan. I feel like Kung Lao is going to get figured out, like the down 3, forward 4 grab. You know, is he going to grab? Is he going to do it again? I don't know. I just don't think it's got much legs to it. I feel like he might go up again. It's only month 2, but yeah, this is, for me, what makes a character a really, really good character is the amount of effort that you have to put in to get the damage. So these characters, especially Sonya and Garrus, maybe Scorpion, you don't have to do a lot to get really good damage from them. Their crushing blows are great. Their combos are really high damage, high damaging combos. Same with Baraka, the only reason he's A and not S is because I think he struggles more against zoners than any of these guys do. I think the best Aaron is probably Sonic Fox still. The only other top tier Aaron I can think of is Hayate. The ones I've seen in tournament anyway. He got top 8 at DreamHack Dallas. Yeah, the only other guy that I've seen that really uses Aaron Black at a top level is Sonic Fox and Hayate, really. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Kung Lao has a really solid mix-up game. I don't think he's better than any of these guys none of these guys really have strong mix-up games, but they just get much more from what they're good at than these guys do. Yeah, he would still probably be the best Aaron Black, to be honest with you. I can't think of anybody else, again, other than Hayate. I think of people that just play Aaron Black, probably Hayate, from what I can think of. But everybody sort of dabbles in Aaron Black, but in terms of like people that just play him consistently, Hayate would probably be your best one-trick Hayate. Sorry, one-trick Aaron Black. But yeah, he's playing a lot of Cassie. I mean, he came out on record and saying that he thinks Cassie's the best character in the game now. I don't know about that. I think she's really strong, but I wouldn't put her the absolute top. Yeah, best Jade is probably Waz. Big D's got a good Jade too. Katana Prime's got a good Jade. Who else? You don't see many Jades in top 8, but I think she's a really strong character. The thing is with Jade as well is that when she's weak against something, she's really weak against it, so that's why she's not S. Like I said, and a lot of her normals are really unsafe as well. But yeah, let's just finish this up anyway. We've only got a couple left. Collector. Collector, I think, for now is a B. I think for now is a B. I think we've got a lot more exploring with Collector because he has a lot of moves and I don't know how practical they all are. I mean, apart from down 1 and forward 3, he doesn't have, sorry, forward 1 or forward 3, he doesn't have massive abilities to open you up. He doesn't have crazy mix-up. The mix-ups at the end of his string, the high and the low, are both really unsafe. So if you guess that right, you know, he gets a big punish. Having a teleport is good. He does fairly decent damage. His crushing blows aren't great, and his fatal blow isn't great. His wake up 2 is really good. The range on that is immense. But that's a big read because obviously it's not invincible. I don't know. I don't feel like we've seen enough. The best collector I've seen is Deadly Kansas, I believe, who plays. He's on the East Coast. So he plays a really good collector. He's always in grand finals of Godlike Fridays if you want to check him out. But no, I don't think he's a D. I don't think Collector has too many options to be a D, and he does a lot more damage than either of these two characters. Because if you do guess wrong against Collector, yeah, that's a very good point. If he hits you with the bowler restand, you can't break out of it because he stabs you for like 40 minutes. See, that's the thing that gets me the most about Collector is his combos are so long they trigger me. Like that, his down back 3 goes on for like 45 minutes, and you're just like, stop stabbing me, I want to play. And so, you know, that's what gets me the most. His combo's gone for so long. He's got a command grab as well. He's got a really good command grab, which you can throw into. So he's got a bit of everything. That's why I'm not sure where he goes, because he's got his projectile game is okay, his zoning game is okay. His mix-up game is okay. Like none of it is like top. As far as I can see, none of it is top tier. But again, nobody's really playing him at a high level yet. So as the game evolves, maybe you'll see more people pick him up. Maybe maybe he'll drop down a little bit as he gets even more figured out. You know, people are only using nobody's using the other variation as well at the moment. So maybe some more stuff with the projectiles, the flames and stuff, the jars that he throws. Maybe some people will figure some more stuff out with that as the game goes on. But for now, I'm going to put him as a B, just until we see some, something else. Kotal's a C, bless him. He does a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, it's not crazy timing, but it just, again, you have to put in a lot more work with this guy than you have to do with any of these guys to get the same out of them. So his lack of really good crushing blows affects him as well. Kotal, I would say, is a C. I mean, I think he's better than Devora, or is he? I don't know. You don't have to do as much with Kotal to get the same damage, but he's just another one. His crushing blows suck. His best combo ender in his main variation throws you out of the corner. You know, he's got massive gaps between all of his strings. His fatal blow's okay, because it's 2 hits. But, I mean, he's just like a not as good Garrus, basically. I wouldn't put him as a D. The only reason I wouldn't put him as a D is because the range of his normals is crazy. So if he whiff punishes you, he can whiff punish you from half screen with those normals, and he does do fairly decent damage for he doesn't require mad execution to do like 300 damage combos. So the fact that he's got really good range on his normals and his strings is what I think puts him as a C rather than D. Because whereas she's got really good range on her normals, she can't confirm into anything. Whereas he's got really good range on his normals, and he can, if he does get a confirm, he does manage to do a fair amount of damage. So that's why. And I think Totemic is actually better than... Is Totemic the one with the cat? I think the cat spec is actually better than... Because even though you get less combo damage, having that air cat and the saw ender is... Because he obviously he loses the uppercut, so he loses the combo damage, the combo extender, but I feel like it's a bit more... Yeah, I'm just doing tournament variations only, yeah. I'm only doing tournament... Kotal is another character, like Frost, whose best moves are locked behind not being tournament variations. So, you know, if he has a third spec that brings out some of his, like, higher depth, because he can do some mad... He's like he's not as strong as he is in MKX, obviously, with his 1,000 damage combos, but... Like Frost, both of these characters, their best moves is behind the casual wall. So, you know, if they give him a third spec and they give him some of his other moves, then he'll probably go up. But I don't know. I don't think you have to work that hard with it. I think because of the speed as well that he moves forward when he does his strings. He's really good at whiff punishing. And I think he's got some strong anti-airs, he's got some good whiff punishing, he's got a good command. I mean, I know the command grab throws you out of the corner, but having a command grab are always a vital tool. You know, he can tick grab into it as well. So he does do a fair amount of damage, it's just a bit more linear, you know, he's just going to run right at you. So I think he's a C. I don't think he's a D, I don't think he's bad enough to be a D, but I think he's definitely a C. Raiden, I think, is a B. Obviously, nobody really uses Raiden. It's got that 4-frame reversal, which, as far as I'm aware, is the fastest move in the game. But he loses his ability to do combo. He loses the Storm Cell combo extender, so that's a shame. But even Storm Cell, I mean, again, Raiden, outside of being able to teleport, is a very linear sort of character. Storm Cell being duckable in the last hit as well is a massive, you know, massive blow to his pressure, because you can just duck the last hit and then just get a full combo punish every single time if he's just doing it and he's not confirming it. It's great for wake-ups. If you think somebody's going to do a wake-up, it's a really, really good meaty to get people if they're, especially in the corner. But I don't know. He just doesn't seem like... His crushing blows are a bit suck. I mean, the back 2 crushing blows, that overhead is probably the worst overhead in the game, as far as I'm aware, because the range of it is because it was so good in X. They've nerfed the crap out of it in this one. Forward 1 is quite good range. Back 1-2 is okay. Back 1-4 is okay. Forward 3-2 is okay. Like, he's got fairly decent mids. They're all okay. You know, he's not going to hit you with like unless he gets a down 2 crushing blow. He's probably going to average out at about 300 damage for 1-bar combos. 310 maybe. He's got really good corner carry with the Superman dive. Obviously, he can get you into the corner quite easily. But yeah, being able to duck Storm Cell really, really hurts him. So it just really hampers his pressure, and not having great crushing blows either. I don't think he's a bad character. I think he's a little bit of a tweak away from being a really good character, in fact. And Kombat's got a really good Raiden too. If you guys want to see a top level Raiden, watch Kombat. But yeah, until they tweak him a little bit, or they change Storm Cell maybe, then he's going to be B. Shao Kahn, I think, is similar. I think he's a B. Shao Kahn does a lot of damage from 2-bar combos. He can get almost 380 damage from a 2-bar combo. But not being able to cancel off forward 3-4, I think it just really hurts him, you know. Forward 2-1 is a massive startup. No, I don't like doing minuses, because then you start getting like... It's like giving films half a star. I never give film half a star, because that's a compromise. You know, you need to commit either way. I mean, there are definitely pluses. I mean, like, I would put Baraka as A+, and I would put Liu Kang as A-, but I think for the sake of just having them in... Alright, how do I... Can I even add? Alright, let's add it over now. Gosh darn it, this is going to take even more time. Over there. No. So. Gosh darn you guys. Why are you telling me like 3 hours into this? Okay. So. Yeah, I think that's right. No, Raiden doesn't need a lot of work. Raiden just doesn't get a lot out of what he does. Shao Kahn doesn't take a lot of work, but he doesn't get a lot out of it either. So, because Shao Kahn does a lot of damage. I think that the amount of damage that he does is actually really underestimated. But it's just he has to really commit to everything. You know, like the shoulder tackle is a really fast special that allows him to get in, but it just means that he's super. Sorry, yeah, Frost. Yeah, Frost just stays here by herself. I don't feel like I don't feel comfortable putting anybody else in that tier with her. Yeah. Yeah, Shao Kahn lacks a lot of decent crushing blows. His fatal blow is not great. It's the same. It's all of these guys have the same sort of situation, you know. They all lack really good fatal blows. They all lack really good crushing blows. And Shao Kahn's just not as good Geras. It's the same sort of thing. All of these characters that hit really hard, they just don't hit as hard as Geras, you know. And you just don't get the same mix-ups. He has no mix-ups. I think he has 1 overhead or 2 overheads, so you're just not going to get. And the only low he's got is forward 3-4. And if he commits to that string, he's super minus, and you can punish it if he commits to the grab at the end. He's super minus, so you know, why would you pick him when you can just pick him? And you've got access to 4 completely devastating, crushing blows. And then, I don't know. I don't know if he's A minus. Because then I would put probably Noob as an A minus as well. No, I wouldn't. I'd put him as B. I don't know, man. All right, fine. I'll put it A minus. This is because I feel bad. This isn't because he's actually A minus. I feel sorry for Viking Frisbee. So I conceded because he asked pretty please. But yeah, Shao Kahn, like Kotal Kahn, you know, both of the Khans, they do fairly decent damage, but you wouldn't pick either of these two. If you want a big damage, heavy hitting mix-up character, you're not going to pick either of these two. You'll just pick Geras. Because Geras does what both of these two do, but just much better. Yeah, and lastly and not leastly, Scarlet. I think Scarlet is A. Even though she's got a couple of okay crushing blows, but I think the reason why Scarlet is good is because she's like Jade in the sense that both of them have really, really good range normals, and her normals are much safer than Jade's are. So she is not as at risk as Jade. I think Jade is better at zoning with projectiles because of her ability to. Yeah, thanks, Nuke. Yeah, go give me a follow. I created pluses because everybody was telling me to do pluses, so plus and minuses. Yeah, I think Scarlet's normals and strings and the ability to get life back from some of her specials is what puts her in an A, because she's better than Jade at zoning with normals and strings, but Jade is better at zoning with projectiles, so that's why she's an A. Scarlet gets blown up, I think, by pretty much all of the top tiers, because once you're in her face, outside of her parry, if you've chosen the parry spec, her parry is a bit disarming at first as well, because you think, oh, I'm going to do something to get pressure, uppercut, oh crap, I uppercutted it into a parry, or, yeah, I've done that a lot too, don't worry, man. Especially, not so much now, but especially when the game first comes out, and she can hold it down as well, so, you know, if you crack before she does, and you don't do a low or a jump in, or a fatal blow, you're getting caught out, and then she amplifies it and gets all her life back. If you want to watch a sick Scarlet match, I've got an analysis on my YouTube. King Gambler has a really, really, really good... oh yeah. I don't know if he is, you know. I think Garrus is better than Aaron Black. King Gambler has a really, really, really good Scarlet, and he calls people out. Like, he special cancels into the parry after certain strings and catches people flawless block reversaling all the time. So, yeah, King Gambler's a sick Scarlet. But yeah, there you go. There's my list. That took us ages, but I think, again, this is month 2, and my opinion, for all it's worth. I think the top tier characters, barring any sort of weird, unforeseen tech, will probably stay at the top. I think certain characters have the ability to move up and down. I might even put Baraka there, you know. He does so much damage. I mean, he does have a few matchups that he struggles with, but the fact that he can do 400 damage almost off 1-bar combos is just insane. He's always a threat. I mean, Bone Picker, having a command grab is always an amazing option, but this guy's always a threat. But yeah, as time comes, I think obviously all of this is subject to change. Like I said, at CEO we might find a guy like yeah, when the patch comes out, obviously it's going to change. Baraka does more damage than Garrus, though. Baraka does more damage than Garrus from outside of crushing blows. From 1-bar combos, Baraka does much more damage. Yeah, I think Cabal's an S. I think Cabal has the tool set that he can deal with everybody. You know, really, really good frame data on his strings. He's got a 50-50 mix-up of his having the low hook grab. He's got a really good air control game with the glaze, which he can then amplify so he can recover faster. I mean, he's got a few unsafe options, but for the most part, I don't know. He doesn't have zero mix-up, especially if he's not Bone Picker. Bone Picker's got good mix-up, but he's not there because he's a mix-up there character. He's there because he does 400 damage off 1-bar combos. I think people sleep on Baraka, man. Honestly, I mean, Tweedy plays him at a really high level. I don't know if he still does or if he switched to Garrus. It does in the corner. It does in the corner. If you start, yeah. I forgot you play Bone Picker, Darth Armor. Yeah, if you get them in the corner, Bone Picker does loads of damage. You can get quite high. If you start putting spines into standing 4s and stuff, no, God no. Yeah, see, that's the. Thank you, Static. You've made my point. That was going to be like my Jerry Springer closing thought. Is that the beautiful thing about this game, right? None of these characters are not viable. Every single character in this game is viable. If you're good enough with your character, you can play any of them. Any of these characters. Obviously, it's easier to play with the top, like with the higher tiers, as it is with in like a fighting game like Tekken. People put Kuma at the bottom of Kuma and Panda at the bottom of everyone's tier list. The current world champion is a Kuma player. It's the same thing with this game. Obviously, you're going to see more of these characters at the top, but you know, Johnny Cage has won a major. Katana's been in a top 8 Samij has done top 8. You know, Jackie's Jackie, as Darth Armor said, Ninja Killer won Earthrealm Dojo. Sonya's won a major. Scorpion hasn't yet, as far as I can think. Garrus has won a major. Aaron Black won Summit. So, you know, all of these characters have the ability, I think, to win. Dragon is an amazing Cetrion. You know, we haven't seen a single Jax, as far as I can think of, in any of like the top, in any of the majors yet. So yeah, that's the beautiful thing, is that you can win with anyone. You know, NetherRealm have done a really good job to try and balance this game out as much as possible. I think the main thing that differentiates the top from the bottom is the crushing blows. And I think if they try and change, like maybe they give a few people, you know, they might change the requirements slightly, or you know, they might give like these guys ones that they don't have. You'll see them go up, because then if they give you like a juggle into more damage, or you know, the requirements are much easier to do, like a Garrus one, then you know, all it takes is a minor tweak here or there, and this will change drastically, because they're so close. A minor tweak will change it massively. So we'll see. I mean, my man, it's still very early days. Again, it's just gone past. Wait, hold on. May, June. Yeah, it's just gone past the second month. So let me share this. Check my Mortal Kombat tier list via tier maker. Hashtag Mortal Kombat. Kombat 11. Hashtag tier list. There you go. Close. Alright.